Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Season 28 of the Pro Baseball Experience. I'm your host, Legally Blind Gamer, and joining me now in my ninth season together as co-host, PBE Commissioner Hummus God. How's it going, Hummus God?
It's going well. We're here for kind of it's memorable. It's going to be a memorable night. The goal is to have as much fun as possible to honor Emmy. We know she would have wanted us to have fun, so it's going to be difficult for sure. I know you're going to be struggling a bit. I'm going to be struggling, but the beauty is that we're a community and that we're going to be able to get through it together. So looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely. And before we get started talking about Emmy and giving a nice tribute to Emmy, we're going to go ahead and take a moment of silence here to honor Emmy and thank her so much for everything that she's done for this league and everybody included. All of you most likely have been touched in some way by Emmy, either directly or indirectly. So please just take a moment of silence here with us. Thank you. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking a moment of silence here with us to honor and celebrate Emmy. I'd like to be the first one to start here. I met Emmy about 2.5 seasons ago when I signed up during season 11. I was brand new to the league. I didn't know anything about sports simulations whatsoever, but I was an avid fan of out of the park baseball. So I did see a post on OTP forums, decided to sign up, and it was just blown away by the amount of friendly people that I had met when I first joined this league. Emmy was one of the first ones that approached me, sent a private message to me, asking me if I needed help with my player. Next thing I know, we had spent like 2 or 3 hours just sitting there talking about all sorts of things. Emmy told me about the teams that were around, helped me understand, what the branding was, how they were doing, gave me a history of some of the teams. But it really blossomed into an amazing friendship that Emmy and I had. About 2 seasons after I joined the league, I was honored by getting my own expansion minor league team, the Dallas Dynamos. The first couple seasons, we had some issues with some co-GMs, and by the end of season 14, I was kind of down in the dumps, really having a really hard time. But after talking to Emmy about it, I had the problem right there in front of me. Emmy was just so amazing. I asked her if she wanted to join, and she said yes. Right away, we just got started. Very first day, started looking at draft picks and scouting. There was no lag whatsoever. We just got right into it, and within 1 season's time, Emmy had helped me turn around that team from the very worst to winning the minor league World Series. And to me, that was like the crowning achievement of what her and I did together. We went on to she ended up getting a GM for her own team, the Kashima Foxes, after she stepped down 5 seasons after being a minor league GM with me. And the very first pick that she decided to take was me in the expansion draft. And then not only on top of that, she picked me again when I did my recreate, Michael Knight Rider, as the first overall pick, both times. And so to me, that was a sign of her love and her loyalty towards me personally. We had been through so much together during that time, and when the past couple months came around and Emmy started talking about her cancer diagnosis, I felt so awful. Emmy was just such an amazing person. I really wanted to see, her beat this cancer and be able to live a long and enjoyable life. And unfortunately, this Saturday night, that just was not allowed to happen. And Emmy was taken from us at 26 years old. Emmy just was so amazing, helped so many people across so many different leagues, not just the PBE, but she was in all sorts of other sim leagues as well. And I can just only imagine the kind of impact. If she had the impact she had here in the PBE, what she was able to do with everybody else in those other leagues had to have been amazing as well. I told myself I wasn't going to lose it here tonight trying to talk about all this. Very emotional for me. I think out of all the people I know in the PBE, Emmy's probably, if not my best friend, maybe one of my top 2 or 3. Just so many wonderful things that we shared together. And, I'm just going to leave it at that. Emmy was amazing. Tonight should be about, not about what we lost, but what we've gained for having her as part of our league. And I'm just so amazed by being touched by her and having her help ourselves. Being a rookie mentor head for so long, that's exactly what she did. She helped everybody, and I'm just so happy that I was a part of that whole process with her. And before I start really losing it, I'm going to turn this over here to Hummus God, and I'd like to hear some from Hummus God on his thoughts about Emmy.
Oh man, yeah, LBG, that was beautiful, and I've been saying this, but I think I feel like she's still here. Like I talked to her recently, mentioned that I'm not good at goodbyes, so I'm refusing to really truly say goodbye to her. Yeah, it's been rough for sure, but I think what I'll remember her most for is her ability to mentor a whole community. I just remember when she applied to be GM, all the messages that came pouring into my inbox, like, you have to pick Emmy, you have to pick Emmy, you have to pick Emmy, and it was amazing to witness. That's exactly what you want out of a rookie mentor, is someone who is going to be there to vouch for them, and they felt that way. Every single person who messaged me felt this was someone who had their back and was there for them when they needed help with anything with the league. And like I said in the announcement post, the fact that she was here with us, in the main server, updating, signing a contract with Nashville, like that, that's what's going to be the heaviest part for all of us, I think, is that how close she really was to us up until she passed at 26 years young. So, personally, she was just someone who just was really interested in anything I would want to talk about. And I was always interested in learning more. I would ask her for ideas to watching different shows. I would ask her, I will never forget, one of my favorite moments was, it was a chat. Dylan was part of it. The UK folks, Dren was part of it. We were in the conversation in the main server, and I'm like, guys, how are you guys so invested in a baseball league? You live in the UK,
right?
And her response, I'll never forget, was, Hummus, sports is just sports. At the end of the day, she loved that, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the highs of winning, the lows of losing. She was here for all of that. So the goal tonight is to have fun like she would have wanted us to, and to really be together as a community. It's hard to do when we all we root for our teams. There's the bloody rivalries between us, but tonight I feel like would be the perfect time to put that aside and just cheer for all of us, cheer for each other, and just have the time of our lives in honor of her.
Absolutely.
So let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of tonight's tribute for Emmy. We'd like to, before we finish out, point out that if you do an !Emmy, that it does provide a link to the GoFundMe that is set up right now to help Emmy with the funeral expenses. Please feel free to donate. Every cent counts, and we've come together as a community so far, but I'd love to see even more activity there. So if you can, please do donate. It's going to a very worthy cause, and we want to thank you as the league for your involvement helping out Emmy and Dren.
And speaking of which, it's been voted on in head office. We talked to Magisu. We always talk about, what are we going to do with that money in the account? Well, if you feel like personally you can't give, the league is going to sign a check. We're going to sign a check on the league's behalf to Emmy. Dren doesn't even know this yet, but we are going to be giving $1,000 from the league account directly to Emmy's funeral expenses. So already talked to Magisu. We voted on it in head office. $1,000 out of the league account. You could see my updates. Over 2,000 sitting in the account. So about half of the league account is going to go towards this. Like I said, this is someone who was with us till her dying day. Now, I don't want to get too emotional, but we want to thank you all for making that possible. You guys have raised a ton of money in that account here on the stream. A lot of PogChamps in the chat. Love it. You're making me smile ear to ear right now. This is beautiful. So yes, $1,000 coming out of the league account will be going to Emmy. So rest in paradise. We love you, and we're going to try to have fun tonight.
Absolutely. That is so amazing. Thank you so much, PBE. Thank you so much, PBE head office and Hummus God. What an amazing gesture. So very proud of this league. Thank you, everyone, for not only helping celebrate Emmy, but doing everything you can as a community to come together here. And it looks like we do have a sub gifted here. Let's see here. Looks like
anonymous.
Yes, anonymous. So we had an anonymous gift for 5 level 1 tier 1 subs. Thank you very much for the support. That means so much to us. So we're going to go ahead and switch gears here. I know Emmy would want us to get on with opening day and watch some of these amazing teams get on for their very next season here in the PB. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But before we do that, I know Hummus had a couple of league-related announcements that he wanted to tell us about. I think some were covered a couple of days ago in your other community stream. But we'd love to hear about those now as well.
I think that was the big one I told you. We were going to announce the $1,000 toward Emmy. And read my announcement post from yesterday. And that's pretty much it. I think I covered pretty much everything there. With the intention of that, we can, get into some baseball. But yeah, what an amazing life she lived with us, man. But the fact that we got to experience her up front like this was very special. So, rooting for Faraday tonight. I'm praying she has a good night at the plate. We'll see.
And looks like we have some more gifted subs here. Ghost Hardware and Plagachu. And we are already now in a tier 2 hype. So if anyone wants to hop on the hype train here we go. All right, so let's see here. We got a bunch of games here tonight. 5 total featured matchups, 2 primetime games. And our very first game for this evening is going to be the Sarasota Supernovas versus the Detroit Demons. So here we go, Champions East. Big battle here for possible control of the Eastern Division. They still have the Apex to worry about, but both of those teams, I think, do have a decent chance of possibly grabbing a wild card spot. So this could be setting the tone for the whole season right here in our very first game tonight. But before we get started, let's see here. If we do have Shane and Leatherneck Mike here, one of you want to go ahead and get a prediction going here for us for the first game for Sarasota and Detroit. I'll pull up our stats info, see if we have some stats from our wonderful stats team here.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Air Crew. Obviously, Danny B, Ghost Hardware. That's Derek Rogers Jr. Love you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so it does look like we do have some info here, and we're going to go ahead and start off while the prediction is set up. I'm going to cover our information for our first game, and this is primetime game number 1 here. We have the Supernovas and the Demons, and the over and under on this one is 3.5 combined stolen bases, it looks like is what is a suggestion here for our prediction. And for the team notes for Sarasota, we have Sarasota finished last season last in the Champions West with a record of 37-71. This offseason, they added J.R. Cook and Kid Carsey, but lost Io Torrent. They also lost Junie Panda and Holden Afart to retirement. Detroit notes here, we have Detroit finished 63-45 last season, which was third in division, yet qualified for the playoffs. Their rotation took a big hit with Bobby Daring headed to New York and Frederick Urquidez Garcia going to Providence. And for our player notes here, we have last season, second base J.R. Cook from Sarasota accounted for 4.7 WAR, including a 282, 361, 492 slash line, and 49 stolen bases. In his career, he's 12-43, 279 average with 2 home runs against Mitchell. Left fielder Nicholson Dimes of Detroit had a 4.9 WAR last season. He slashed 285, 366, 468 with 82 stolen bases. He's just 2-15, 133 average in his career against Carsey, however. Kid Carsey, starting pitcher from Sarasota, is making his debut for his team after pitching in Providence last season. He went 5-8 with a 4.57 ERA for the Crabs last season, with his lowest WAR total, 0.9 since 2037. And Molly Mitchell, starting pitcher for Detroit, posted a down year in the win column with a 9-9 record. However, her 3.3 WAR was the highest total since 2039. She has struck out 9.7 batters per 9, her highest rate in 3 years. And our keys to victory here tonight for Sarasota, Carsey, facing his former team, will need to show that he's still the sub 3 ERA pitcher that he was for his final 2 years at Detroit. For Detroit, the Sarasota lineup has some youth and holes. Don't let J.R. Cook or Iono Bogashu beat you. And so there we go. There's our information for our first primetime game here tonight, Sarasota and Detroit. I'm going to go ahead and pull back up here on the chat and see how we're looking here. And it's not letting me get to it with the hype.
Want to say thank you, Laser, for the gifted subs. Appreciate you, brother. You're my freaking man. Love you. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's not letting me look at the predictions. The hype train thingy is over the section where I can click on the predictions. Let's see here. Yeah, that's weird. There we go. Now it's letting me do it. All right. Well, I thought it would. Let's try this. There we go. All right, and so for our predictions, it looks like predictions are now closed, and we have for over 3.5 at 55%, 30.3K channel points versus 45%, 24.6K for under 3.5. So over under 3.5 here, and we are all set up for game number 1. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me just make sure I did some updates earlier to the sim file. Let me just make sure I saved that real quick. There we go, and we are off. Game number 1, opening day, Sarasota Supernovas, Detroit Demons. And taking a look at our matchups here, looks like the only one over here on this side is going to be Joe Burrow. Otherwise, it is Demons all the way down here, even in the pitching department. And make sure we got everything all set over here. Let's see here. Alright, I guess I need to turn on the B&N scoreboard, make sure that is on, because I turned that off for the playoffs. That is enabled, and I should have my settings here for player size. And here we go. Game number 1, opening day. And we're going to get started here with J.R. Cook as our first batter up. And let me go ahead and pause this so I can pull up the B&N scoreboard here for us.
Level 5 hype train. Love you guys. Oh, man. Emmy would have loved to see that.
Right.
So thank you all.
Absolutely. And here we go, strikeout, and that is going to be out number 2, and that'll bring up Joe Burrow. Burrow, and we get another strikeout, and that's a 1-2-3 inning as Sarasota moving now to defense.
Out of the park.
And this one's going to be hit right to the second baseman. And Aircrow gifting Tier 1 subs. Thank you. 5 Tier 1 subs from Aircrow. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And that's going to be out number 2. And that'll bring up Herrera. Herrera thrown across and gets out. And another 1-2-3 inning. Top of the second we go. Sarasota up again. Middle of the lineup. Bogashu now. Bogashu over through the gap on the left side. And that'll be a leadoff base hit. Here comes Red Arrow. Red Arrow through the gap in center, and will Bogashu go to third? No, they stay at second. And that'll bring up Washington. Washington strikes out, and we have 1 out, 2 on for left-right. And left-right will get a strikeout here, and that'll bring up Nero Esposito. And Esposito strikes out, and that leaves 2 runners stranded for Sarasota. Detroit now coming up. Bottom of the second we go. Leadoff strikeout here for Haywood Dinkle. Stretch Armstrong now. Stretch Armstrong striking out. And been stacking paper. That's another 1-2-3 inning. We're going to go now to the top of the third, 0-0 with Humiscott.
Here we go, baby. Opening day baseball coming right at you. There's a grounder. There's a ground out. That's Will Fisher, new addition to Sarasota. Speaking of new additions, pretty much the whole roster. There goes J.R. Cook getting his first hit in a Supernova uniform. That's a double off of Molly Mitchell. B.J. Foe now. B.J. Foe with a strikeout.
Out of the park.
5 gifted subs from Reno. Appreciate you. That's a strikeout from Burrow to end the inning. Mitchell dialed in after giving up that double. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Stanley Yelnats. Last season with Detroit, retired. That's going to be a pop out. Blammo now. Blammo with a base hit. The right field corner. Going for 2. In there sliding. And that's a double for Blammo. We got Crash Wagon coming up. We'll Crash bring the runner home. That's a grounder. Ground out to the first baseman. So Daniel B., the new leadoff hitter. Grounder. And he grounds out to first. That'll end the third. We'll go to the fourth. Bogescu with a ground out. Red Arrow. Red Arrow up the middle. Hit too hard. That's going to be a single. Washington. Oh, and Arrow's darting for second.
Oh,
they reversed it. They called it safe, but they reversed it to an out. That's a Washington strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth now. Ground out for Dimes. We got Victor Herrera now. Herrera lifted this one in the left, but doesn't have the distance. That's out number 2. Dinkle. Remember, new park factors, straight ones down the middle for Detroit. That's going to be a fly out to end the fourth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They changed that.
Chat popping off today. It must be opening day, right, LBG?
Woo!
Let's go. Top of the fifth.
Almost to
Left
100.
Right. Striking out. Yeah, we did eclipse 100 at one point.
Nice.
Esposito, the left fielder, striking out. Will Fisher with 2 outs. Strikeout. They go down in order. 3 up, 3 down for Sarasota. We'll go bottom of the fifth in a tied ball game. This is a close one. Armstrong, that's in the left field wall. That's definitely going to be extras. Going for 3.
Wow.
In there, sliding head first safe. That's a leadoff triple for Stretch Armstrong. A strikeout for Ben Stackenpaper. Yelnats. Will this be the first run of the ball game? We got a potential sacked fly. And it is. It's 1-0. Yelnats with the sacked fly. Blammo. 2 outs. Grounder. Ground out. But Detroit draws first blood. It's top of the 6th. Cook. Grounds out to third. B.J. Foe now. Foe got under this one, but caught in right field. Burrow with 2 outs. Nobody on. Got under this one as well. Shallow left, caught for the 3rd out. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Detroit's holding on to a 1-run lead. That's a strikeout looking for Crash Wagon. Daniel B. with a strikeout looking. Nicky Dimes, who was here with us. Cortesi. That's going to be in right field. That's a base hit. First hit of the season for Nicky Dimes.
Nice.
Victor. There we go. Nicky Dimes taking off. In
First
there
steal.
safely. First bag of the season stolen for Dimes, but Herrera strikes out. Kid Carsey dealing right now for Sarasota. We'll go top of the 7th. Bogescu 1 for 2 on the ball game. Make it 1 for 3. Red Arrow, 2 for 2. Make it 3 for 3 for the former GM of the Supernovas. Perfect at the plate. That's a single. Washington. Red Arrow now taking second safely. First bag stolen for Red Arrow this season. Washington grounds out to second base. Here we go. Can left-right bring the runner home? Left-right with a grounder and a ground out to end the top of the 7th. Detroit looking to add some insurance. There's a line out from Dinkle. Armstrong, line out to center. 2 outs for Stack and Paper. Carsey pitching a nice game so far. And there's the announcer, Jinx. That's a base hit in right for Stack and Paper. Yelnats. Yelnats lifts one. Left center. Flies out to end the 7th. LBG got a pitcher's duel. What's going to happen? We'll go top of the 8th. LBG will take over.
And here we go. And the over-unders are at 2 right now for the stolen bases as this one's thrown across from the shortstop and Esposito is out. That'll bring up Fisher. And Fisher strikes out as well. 2 out for J.R. Cook, top of the lineup. Cook to the second baseman. Throws over, makes the play, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Still at 2 for the over-under with an inning and a half left to go here. Detroit up by 1. And this one's going to be over the right field fence, and that is a single-run blast, and that'll make it 2-0 as we get Jimmy Blamo with a single-run shot.
Out of the park.
And here we go. Still no outs here for Detroit. That one's hit right to the first baseman for out number 1. Top of the order, Danny B up now. Danny, this will be an out and fly out in foul territory right side, out number 2. A tapper to the pitcher, and that one is thrown across, and that is going to finish off the side. Last chance here for Sarasota coming up. Top of the 9th, BJ Fox, Burrow, and Bogashoot. And this is going to be a flyout here for BJ, and that is out number 1. Joe Burrow now. Burrow, towering shot towards right field, going back to the warning track, and they make the catch. 2 outs. Last chance here. Lionel Bogachu. And this is going to be a flyout to left field. The shortstop goes out into the grass, makes the play, and that is going to do it as Detroit hangs on here to beat the Sarasota Supernovas an opening day with a score of 2-0. 5 hits for both teams here. We're going to try and get through these. We got a lot of box scores tonight, everybody, so we're going to try and get through these as quickly as possible here for you. So we're not doing a 4-hour stream. So taking a look here at our top players, we do have Red Arrow with 3 hits over there on that side. Over here we have 2 hits and an RBI for Jimmy Blamo. Pitching-wise, we have a complete game from Carsey, even taking the loss here with 2 earned runs. And over on the other side, Molly Mitchell takes the win, and Lewis gets the save. Player of the game is Molly Mitchell. Mitchell, 8.0 innings pitched, no earned runs, 13 strikeouts, 109 pitches. Molly Mitchell is your player of the game.
Great game for both pitchers, truly. Molly Mitchell gets the win. Voyagers rolling the Crabs 9-1. Let's see the shoe home run counter. Who hit homers? We got Dem Boys and Swerve, and then Krustis for Providence. But 9 runs. A lot of people getting involved for New York. Horse with the win, Leaf with the loss. And Whole Horse went 6 2/3, gave up 1 earned as your player of the game for New York. So nice win for New York to start off the season.
And speaking of nice wins to start out the season, here we go for the San Antonio Sloths beating the Boise Raptors with a score of 2-1. A very close game here. Only 10 hits total between the two teams. Looking at our batting, we do have what looks like a home run here from Toot Bland over on the Boise side, and for San Antonio, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Akuma Matata. Pitching-wise, Andrew Lucas taking the loss, and the win in relief, Esteban Rodriguez Jr., SLM if he's in chat, with Slim Dugan getting the save. Play the game is Billy Greer. Greer, 6.0 innings pitched, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 99 pitches. No!
And the Makos barely lose to the Vandals. Dicker Jr. gets the win. They're now 1-0. Vandals, 3 RBI from Jay Doctor and 2 RBI from Ernie Harwell. Dicker Jr. gets the win. Knight Rider takes the loss. Dicker Jr. went 8 innings pitched, gave up no runs. Wow, what a game for him. As your player of the game, Knight Rider, though, LBG first game out, 4 earned. Got to get him next time.
Yeah, 7.2 ERA. That's the way to start the season.
Sorry about
Oh, no worries. Oh, this one's mine. That's right. Aviators and Surge. Aviators winning here, getting their first one in extra innings. At the bottom of the 10th, we have a walk-off. It looks like Linus Riverboat hit a walk-off run-scoring single versus Balquin. Taking a look at our batting here, several multi-hit games for Buffalo. Over on the Outer Banks side, we do have 2 RBIs from Willie Colon. Pitching-wise, in relief, Ruth Heater Ginsburg getting their first blown save, Balquin taking the loss, and Flame McDonald taking the blown save with Domingo Pozo getting the win. Player of the game is Linus Riverboat.
Rougarou getting no resistance against Seattle, winning 10-0. We'll probably spend a little time on the New Orleans batting side. 2 RBI for Beauregard, 2 for Torrent, and 2 for Hafner. McDougal with the complete game shutout.
Wow.
Sullivan with the loss. McDougal went the distance, struck out 10, walked 2. Your easy player of the game. What a game for Aiden McDougal.
Thank goodness I picked him on fantasy draft.
Yeah, maybe I want you to get promoted, brother. Damn.
I know, right? I've been stuck in 3 or 4 forever. All right, so here we go. Scorpions and the Toros. Scorpions getting their first win. 3-2. Very close games here for the most part for a lot of these teams. 8 hits to 6. Looking at our batting here, looks like we have 2 hits for McCoy over in Cancun, and on the other side, 2 hits and an RBI for Mr. Robot, Elliot Alderson. Cancun pitching, Leo Robert taking the loss, and for Death Valley, Justin Sims the win, with Troy Pressing the save. Player of the game is Justin Sims. Sims, 6.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 84 pitches.
And Stars Apex, Parmalee, a clutch at bat, walk-off win for the Apex, my former team, right before I hung it up. Looks like, it was a walk-off for Parmalee, a 2-run shot. Maple got to start Dangley with the win in relief. El Charo got to start Shigeno with the loss in relief. El Charo got the no decision, but gets player of the game, 7 1/3, 1 earned. Faraday did go 0 for 3. What was that? Was that a strikeout? 1 strikeout. So Faraday, not a great start to the season, but we'll get him next time. K. Faraday now batting 9th for Nashville, and good win for the Apex.
And Moose Cop subscribing with Twitch Prime for their 13th month. Over a year now, Moose Cop. Thank you so much. Baseball is fun, absolutely. All right, so that's going to do it for the majors for opening day. Now we're moving on to the minors. And our first game up is the Kingpins and the Flamingos. Flamingos winning game 1 here with the score of 9-4. And look at this, 26 hits between the 2 teams. Looking down at our batting here, looks like our best batter is going to be 2 runs, 3 hits from Andrews on Chicago side. And for Florida, Datamax, 3 hits and 2 RBIs. Pitching-wise, Sportsboy57 taking the loss for Chicago, and Kagamine the win. Player of your game is Lynn Kagamine. Kagamine, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 106 pitches.
Dynamo's upending the Lemurs 3-2. Dynamo's 1-0 now. Checking the batting, 2 for 4 from McLaughlin. And 3 for 4 for Jaguar, 2 for 4 for his name's Israel. I did go through the names. Really not gonna ever try that last name. Right. Schramm with the loss, Butter with the win, Red with the hold, Rodriguez with the save. PM Schramm got the loss, but got player of the game. 6 innings, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts.
And that takes us to game number 3 for the minors, and we have the Bears and the Firehawks. Bears winning this one, the score of 6-5, even though there were 3 runs, actually 4 for the 8th and 9th inning, 4 runs from the Firehawks late, but it just was not enough as the Bears hold on here 6-5, 3 errors on the Firehawks side. Taking a look at California batting here, we do have 2 hits and an RBI from both Dotson and the Cheese, and for Bruce City, several multi-hit games, but the best one here is going to be Croissant with 2 runs, a hit, and 2 RBIs. I sure hope let's see here. I'm guessing that's how somebody correct me in chat there. Pitching-wise for California, Mitchell taking the loss, and for Bruce City, Gooser the win with Achu the save, and player of the game is Booze Gooser. Gooser, 7.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 112 pitches.
Wheeler's pulling off a thrilling 5-4 win in extras. Great win to start the season for Anchorage. Gurin's Wheelers over the Hepcats with their new management. Marsh went 3 for 5. Wolfington went 2 for 5. A 2 RBI for Murphy the third for KC. Rizzo with the hold. Parton with this blown save. ER with the win. Walrus with the loss. And Ragnarok, brainchild, went 6 innings, gave up 2 as your player of the game. So nice start to the season for Brainchild.
And our final game for opening day here is the Dillos and the Swifties, and the Dillos win here big time with a 6-hit shutout. Look at this, 10-0, 14 hits for the Dillo side. Let's take a look at the Dillos batting over here. 2 runs, 3 hits from Big Barnold, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Fiddle McGee. Looking down at our pitching, Brandonson taking the loss. Harley Fank getting their first win of the season. 7.0 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 100 pitches, and is your player of the game. So there we go. Day number 1, opening day, season 28 is now in the books. We're going to move on now to day number 2. And taking a look at our schedule here for day number 2, we do have the Maui Makos and the Vancouver Vandals. So this will be a special one for me. I've played on both teams here, so let's see how this one turns out.
Mm-hmm.
And
a good one. That first game is closer than a lot of people probably predicted. Let's keep it real.
Absolutely.
No one really predicted Sarasota to keep it close all game like that.
And if Shane could go ahead and get the prediction going for game number 2 here, I'll go ahead and take a look and see what we have from our stats team on this game.
This league is so global, man.
Right?
Shane out of Australia, obviously Ems and Simo. Then you got, rest in peace, Emmy, Dren, Dylan out of the UK. Madge out of Poland, Jerosu out of Austria. I freaking love that about this damn league, man.
Right? There's always somebody up and interacting, it seems like, too. It's great.
Yeah, that's a huge reason why. You never feel alone. Someone's always there.
Absolutely.
Love it.
All right, so doesn't look like we have any info for game number 2 here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up and see how we're looking here on the predictions. And we're just waiting for that one to get started. So, let's see here. Just want to thank everybody again so much for all the donations for Emmy earlier today while we're taking a minute waiting for predictions to get started. Thanks everyone again for joining us tonight. Tonight is very special for Hummus and I personally, and for everyone here in the league as well. We want to thank you so much again for joining us. And it does look like now our next prediction is going on, and it's for total walks over and under 5.5. And it looks right now the unders are having it 2-to-1 ratio just about. So go ahead and get your predictions in if you haven't already. And it looks like we have about 45 seconds left for the predictions. So let's go ahead and take a look at our matchups here while that is finishing up. And it looks like we're going to have Salchicha versus Takahashi. So here we go. Here's our matchup, and it looks like except for John Camden and Jarrett Gofford is pretty much Vandals here all the way down. We do have a tie here down at the bottom with Beef Johnson and Tommy Caruso at the number 9 spot. But Takahashi at 62 overall versus 53 overall for Salchicha. Does look like Vandals do have a decent advantage here for pitching as well. So submissions almost closed. Go ahead and get those last predictions in before we get started here. It does look like over-under is at 71% for over. And some unders getting a few thousand channel points here in as well. So we do look like we have about 33,000 channel points up for this prediction. A lot of PBE money here at stake. And just waiting on it to close here. And there we go. Submissions are now closed. So final tally, 62% for over, 38% for under, and we have about 36,000 channel points, a little bit over, in on the pot on this one. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And Hummus God is going to be our leadoff here with John Camden, our first batter up. Game number 2 of opening day.
Johnny Camden's quietly become a Mako's legend. Had a great season last season. Hitting 250 to start this young season. It's a strikeout. Takahashi coming in hot. Glims TC. One batter up, one batter down. That's 2 batters up, 2 batters down for Takahashi of Vancouver. Dawson Jr. looking for his first hit this season. Not yet. That's going to end the top of the first. RJ Menard, a Canadian, joining a Canadian team. Former Mountie, now a Vandal. That's a base hit. A single for Babs. Jay Doctor with a fly out to right. Oh, and Menard's taken off.
Oh, they got him.
But they got him. Harwell gunned him out. And then Sack Lodge will take first with a walk. Here we go. Will Sam Andrews? They won't even make a throw. What a play by Sam Andrews to get that slap hit. And Dan King lifts one into left, but will fly out to end the first. They did record 2 hits, but no runs. We'll go top of the second. Harwell over the center fielder's head. A lot of power behind that. A standing double for Harwell to start us off here in the second. Hunt cats up. Sparky D. Pop up. Pop out for out number 1. Kane with a strikeout. Gofford. 2 outs. 1 on. Can you move the runner home? Gofford grounding out. Nice play by Sam Andrews. We'll go bottom of the second. Bringing up Muckers O'Houlihan. Hitless this season, and there it goes. First hit of the season for Muckers O'Houlihan. Congrats. Stand up. Perfect this season. Just grounded to a double play. Nice defense from the Maui infield.
Look like a 3-6-3.
Sanders with a pop out to end the bottom of the second. We'll go to the top of the third with... Is it still... It's you now, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's LBG now.
And here we go. Atlas Gray coming up first for Maui. And they're going to be thrown out by the shortstop, out number 1. Bottom of the order, Beef Johnson now. Johnson, a tapper to the pitcher, and that'll be out number 2. Back of the top of the order here again, John Camden. And John Camden striking out a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the third we go. Vancouver coming up now. Leadoff strikeout here from Caruso. Top of the order, RJ Menard. Menard right to the first baseman. Runs over, makes the play. Out number 2. Jay Doctor, a tapper to the pitcher, and he does make the play in time, and that'll be another 1-2-3 inning. Still no runs scored as we now move to the top of the fourth. Only 4 hits total for both teams combined, and that'll be hit number 5 as Stein gets on base. Here you go, Diesel. You asked for a hit. Let's see it. Oh, and Diesel's going to fly out to left field, and that'll be out number 1. Runner still at first, so Ernie Harwell, another fly out towards left center field. This one caught by the center fielder, though. Runner still stays at first. 2 outs for Hunt's Ketchup. And Ketchup striking out, leaving that runner at first. And we're going to move now to the bottom of the fourth. Vancouver coming up again. Middle of the lineup almost. Sack Lodge next. Sack Lodge, shortstop going way out into the grass to make that play, out number 1. Sam Andrews, towering shot towards left field, and that is in the middle deck over there. That's going to be 411 feet as Vancouver finally gets on the board, and the score is now 1-0.
Out of the park.
Check swing strikeout here from Dan King, and that'll bring up Muckers O'Houlihan. O'Houlihan, towering shot towards right field, and going the opposite way. And here we go. 2-0 now for Vancouver as another home run.
Out of the park.
And 5 hits now, 2 runs for Vancouver, 2 outs. And this one's going to be hit to the second baseman, and stand up is thrown out. But Vandals get 2 on the board, break the tie, and now Maui needs to do some catch up here. Jay King coming up to the second baseman, out number 1. Gofford now. Gofford, tapper to the pitcher. A lot of tappers to the pitcher tonight. That is out number 2. And now Atlas Gray with 2 outs. Gray, this is going to be a fly out to center field, and that'll finish off the top of the 5th. Halfway through the game now, 2-0. Vandals up now. This is going to be a fly out to the second baseman. The infield, out number 1 for Sanders. Caruso striking out top of the order again, RJ Menard, and this is going to be a fly out to right field, a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 6th we go here. Maui still down by 2, need to get something going. Beef Johnson Beef Johnson, towering shot towards deep center field, going back to the warning track, makes the catch near the wall. Out number 1. Top of the order, John Camden again. Camden hits it right to the pitcher just about. Out number 2. And now Philip Stein with 2 outs. Stein to the first baseman, throws to the pitcher, makes a play, retires the side, and we now move to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-0 Vancouver. Can the Vandals pad their lead here? Is this going to be a fly out to left field for J Doctor? Out number 1. Sack Lodge now. Sack Lodge, and they're going to take a walk. Runner at first. And, oh, did they get Sack Lodge? No, they almost got Sack Lodge there with the hit, but this one's going to be a fly out to center field. Runner's going to stay on first. Oh, that was 3 outs, so there we go. Top of the 7th now. Maui. And we're going to get a walk here, and Peter Dawson Jr. and still hitless, but they've got a walk, and can they get a chance for a stolen base here? And this looks like Peter's going to move to third with that hit. Are they going, and they're going to make it? Yes, Peter makes it, and Harwell is on first. Runners at the corners. And this is going to be a fly to center. Is Peter going to tag? No, still runners at the corners. 1 out. Jay Kane. And this is going to be a fly out. Peter tags. Peter's coming home, and Peter scores. And Maui gets the run on the board. It is now 2-1. Only 1 down, and we still have a runner at first here with 2 outs. And that looked like it hit him. Yes, Gofford takes the wild pitch and gets the hit. 2 runners on, but we're going to get a strikeout here from Gray, and that will retire the side. But Maui finally gets 1 on the board. Here we go. Stretch time. Bottom of the 7th. Vancouver Vandals. And this is going to be an infield flyout here for Muckers O'Houlihan. Out number 1. Stand up now. Stand up. Takes a strikeout looking. And now Sanders. 2 outs. Sanders. And this is going to be a fly out to center field. We're going to move now to the top of the 8th. Vandals up by 1. And here goes Hummuscott.
Top of the 8th we go. We got a great game on our hands. Beef Johnson. Got something to say after this game that I saw on main server I want to touch on. Johnson with a pop out for out number 1. Camden with a ground out for out number 2. Looking to tie this game up. Will Stein help? Lines out to first. Nice inning of work for Fuji. That's Irish Thunder of the Vandals. We'll go to Tommy Caruso. That's up the middle. That's a base hit. That's a single. Here we go. RJ Menard. We know him very well. Voyager's legend. That's going to be a base hit and left. And that's 2 runners on. It's going to be a pitching change. Storm Bless now. Doctor will fly out. That's the first out of the inning. Lodge takes first with a walk. We got bases. Juice is based. Here, first one of the season. Oh, what a grab in center. And for the second out, but they get the sac flies. 3-1 Vandals. And a pass the ball. What do you call it? A wild pitch? Who knows? King, that's going to be in the gap and right. That's going to be a couple runs scored. It's going to be 5-1 Vandals here in the bottom of the 8th. Nice work by King, and O'Houlihan will strike out to end the 8th. We'll go to the 9th. Last opportunity for the Makos. That's out number 1. Dawson Jr. still hitless. Harwell struck out. And here we go, last out. Fuji strikes them all out, strikes out the side, and Vancouver wins the second streamed game of the season, 5-1. And yeah, just a straightforward victory. 2 RBI for Andrews and King. And 2 hits for Harwell. Nice day at the plate for him. Takahashi gets the win. Salchicha with the loss. Takahashi, 6 2/3, 1 earned. Gets player of the game. Fuji with the save. And wanted to touch on, saw a comment from Pablo Sanchez in main server. Just want to let the league know we are working on a punishment for him. It's pretty much going to be handed out. Yeah, we don't tolerate that. That's absolutely disrespectful. Can't believe I saw that. I'm just very angry right now. But yeah, going to try to keep my positive spirit for you, LBG.
Well, thank you. Glad I didn't see that myself personally, but all right. So getting back to our matches here, our next game for this sim day is going to be the Sloths and the Raptors, and Sloths now 2-0 over the Raptors, winning this series here at least so far, 7-4 in this one. 10 hits for both teams, 3 errors on the Sloth side. That is unusual for San Antonio. Looking at our batting here, I have 2 RBIs from Johnny Pluto over on the Boise side, and for the Sloths we have 3 hits and 2 RBIs from Jimenez. Pitching-wise for Boise, Vivi Zillman takes the loss. San Antonio, Nolan Windsor takes the win. Slim Dugan the hold, and Davies gets the save. Player of the game is Stan Antonio. So congratulations to Jowosu getting player of the game here. Watch that one, so here we go.
Encarnacion slugging surge to a 13-4 win. Buffalo on top over the defending champs. Upset on paper. Look at this, 7 RBI for Encarnacion. Wow. That's Blue Line's new player.
Wow.
Where's Blue Line? Someone tag him. This is incredible.
Right.
What is going on the road? Buffalo brought their park factors on the road. Just joking with OBX. You know I love you guys. KBK, though, nice game. 2 for 4, 3 RBI. But Spock, 3 RBI. What the hell?
They got
2 homers for Encarnacion.
And one was a grand slam.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. Definitely first wow of the season.
Right.
Definitely worthy of it. Havoc with the win. Beaumont with the loss. Obviously, Encarnacion's your player of the game, who set a Buffalo regular season record for 7 RBI. Blue Line, love you, brother. What a way to start off Encarnacion's major career. Wow.
Rookie of the year candidate right there. Wow. All right, so here we go in our next game, the Voyagers and the Crabs. Voyagers winning this one, getting their second game of the series with the score of 5-2, 10 hits to 7, 2 errors on the Crabs side here. Looking at our batting, looks like our best player over here is going to be 2 hits and an RBI from Tom Shue for New York, and for Providence, 2 hits for Philly Fan. Pitching-wise for New York, Pork Torkelton gets the win, Graves the hold, and Cletus McFloridaman the save, with Evans over on Providence side getting the loss. Player of the game is Pork Torkelton. Torkelton, 6.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 96 pitches.
And here we go. Rougarou beating the Serpents by 1. They knocked him down 10-0, but then had to get a walk-off run-scoring single against Salami Tsunami of the Sea Serpents. Seattle fought hard to get their first win of the season. Rougarou had other plans. 4 RBI for Brew. The Brew crew looking strong to start the season. And look at this, 2 RBI for Campbell, Fardinghouse, Mellet, Slaseko. That 2-6. Looking strong. Nakamura got the start, got dinged way up. And Crocodile did as well. Cantaloupe, Crocodile, both starters got pulled early. Yeater with the win and the blown save. Tsunami with the loss. And Mellet of Seattle. Let's go check Mellet's stats real quick. Mellet went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. Just wasn't enough to get the win, but great offensive showing by Seattle. New Orleans, though, 2-0 to start the year. We've seen that one before.
Right. And speaking of 2-0 to start the year, the Scorpions win this one as well over the Toros and take a lead in the series, winning this one 11-3, 14 hits to 5. Looking at our batting here, it does look like 2 RBIs from Caden Kalian over on the Cancun side, and for Death Valley, several big players here, but the biggest one by far is going to be Chris Jacob, 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. Let's take a look at Jacob here on... they got 2 home runs, and one was a 3-run home run, and one was a 2-run home run. So 5 RBIs off 2 home runs here for Chris Jacob. Looking at Cancun pitching, Via Getty taking their first loss of the season, and Herbie Farnworth. Simo, I hope you're in chat here because you just got the complete game win, getting your first win of the season. 9.0 innings pitched, 3 earned run, 11 strikeouts, 118 pitches. But Chris Jacob with that phenomenal offensive performance is your player of the game.
Let's go, Simo. Love that. Love seeing that for his start to the year. And Ricky Vaughn starting off strong this year. Detroit gets the win. And Sarasota try to make a comeback in the 8th. Look at that. 4 runs.
Right.
Obviously wasn't enough. 2 RBI for Herrera and Crash Wagon. 2 for Bogescu. And no homers for Sarasota. I didn't see any from Detroit. You moved a little quick, but that's okay. It was Dinkle. Dinkle with a homer. Nice. First of the season for Dinkle. Vaughn with the win. Bones with the loss. And Ricky Vaughn is your player of the game. Went 7 in the third, gave up 1 earned.
And our final game for this sim day for the majors, we have the Apex and the Stars, and the Apex looking like they're very hungry here, getting 2 wins to start off, winning this one 3-2, just barely holding on. Only 4 hits for each team, so nice pitching performance here by both the Stars and the Apex to try and get this season going here. Looking at our batting, only single hit games here, but it does look like a home run from Rose over on the Nashville side, and for Indianapolis, a hit and 2 RBIs from Johnny Tsunami. Pitching wise for Nashville, Kuromochi taking the first loss of the season, and for Dion for Indianapolis getting their first win. Troy No Hands a hold, Dangley a hold, and Barron the save. Player of the game is Michael Dion. Dion, 5.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 101 pitches. And that's going to finish us off for the majors for Sim Day number 2. Now we're moving on to the minors.
And the minors, Bears beating California. And a walk-off run-scoring single. That was Marcus Emerson, who likes to join us in chats. Hopefully Marcus is here tonight. If not, someone let him know he had a walk-off clutch win for Bruce City. 4 RBI for Stevie Steve. What a game. 3 RBI for Stern. 3 for 5 for Tot. Just 3 for 5 for Tree. 3 for 6 for the Cheese. Great showing from the top of the Bruce City order as well. Amazing offensive game for both teams. Arms with the win in relief, Branson with the loss in relief, and Aldridge. I didn't even get to see Aldridge's stats. We're going to have to go back. Aldridge went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored for Bruce City, setting the tone at the top of the lineup. Also walked twice. Wow. So nice game for Bruce City.
And our second game, the Wheelers and the Hepcats, and Wheelers winning here and taking this series 2-0 over the Hepcats with a score of 5-4. Hepcats getting 1 in the bottom of the 9th here, but it was just not enough. 12 hits to 11, very even game here pretty much. Looking at the batting, we do have 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs from Condor, 3 hits from Rude, and over on the Kansas City side, 3 hits from Pryor, and 2 hits each from Murphy the Third, Stargasm, and Minion. Pitching wise, Toe, let's see who this is here. Balto in relief getting the win for Anchorage, and on the other side for Kansas City, Big Sexy the loss, or excuse me, the blown save, Walrus the loss in the blown save, and Winters, nothing for Winters, and John Patey is your player of the game. Patey, 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 83 pitches.
Flamingos winning a thriller at home, 7-5 over the Kingpins. Almost pulled a Reno there. Bufflin with a walk-off 2-run blast against Smoothie Vert. Bufflin nice. With the clutch at bat to win it for Florida. 3 RBI for Bufflin. And your best batter for sure. We could check out the pitchers. 2 RBI for the leadoff hitter. Laser, throwing laser beams, got the start. Did pretty well. Pepe with the win and blown save. Smoothie Vert with the loss. Bufflin, your obvious player of the game. 3 RBI plus a walk-off. So, good win for Florida.
Nice. And that'll take us to our next series, the Dillos and the Swifties. And Dillos winning this one, going 2-0 now on the season with the score of 8-4, 11 hits to 6. Looking at our batting lineups, we do have 3 RBIs from Puppet off of 1 hit. I'm guessing that's going to be a 3-run shot here. And that was over on the Dillo side, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Flex. Pitching wise, for State College, Claflin taking the loss. 0-1 for them so far this season, and Yee over on the Dillo side getting the win. Player of the game is Hieronymus Flex. So there we go. Last game here, Dynamos and the Lemurs. Nice.
And here we go. Dynamos, another dove. Two games, 2 doves for Dallas. The D in the Dallas Dynamo stands for dub. 4 RBI for Israel with a really long last name. 2 RBI for O'Sullivan, 3 for McFraud, Love that name for Louisville. Sounds like me. Valdez with the loss, Redacted with the win, Rodriguez with the save, and Bembry McFraud. Great game for Louisville, even though they lost, gets player of the game.
All right, and that is day number 2 in the books now. We're moving on to our third day. And taking a look at the schedule here, it looks like it's going to be Seattle at New Orleans. So we're going to have Sea Serpents Rougarous action here for our third game. If Shane wants to go ahead and get a prediction going, I'll pull up the matchups and take a look at the wonderful stats info we have for this one. Let's see here. There it is. And so it looks like it's going to be Perry Hodder versus Matty DeFerrari as your starting pitchers for this matchup. And pulling up our stats info here for this game. Let's see here. And here we go. For Seattle and New Orleans, we have here on the over-under suggestion is 2.5 home runs for New Orleans. Our team notes for Seattle. Seattle finished last in the conference with a 31-77 record. Seattle struck out a conference-leading 978 times last season. And for New Orleans won the Champions West by 29 games with a 72-36 record. New Orleans led the conference with 162 home runs last season, and New Orleans tied with Detroit for 298 stolen bases last season. Player notes here, we have left fielder James Barker for Seattle. Had a fantastic rookie year last season. He had 276, 316, 421, and accrued 2 WAR. However, his 351 BABIP suggests that he had a lot of balls fall his way in his first season. He's just 2-6 against DeFerrari in his career. Nas Hamad for New Orleans is often overlooked by his teammate Paulo DiStefano Jr. However, the slugger Hamad had a monster year last season, hitting 298, 383, 612 with a league-leading 32 home runs. He's 1-4 against Hodder with a homer. Perry Hodder, starting pitcher for Seattle. Hodder will be pitching out of the rotation for the first time in his career. He's in his first season with Seattle after pitching out of the pen in Boise for his first 2 PBE seasons. Last season, he had an ERA of 5.87 and 53.2 innings pitched. For Matty DeFerrari, for New Orleans starting pitcher, enjoyed a breakout campaign last season. In his first year in the rotation, DeFerrari went 15-8 with a 3.35 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP while amassing a 3.2 WAR. And our keys for victory here, we have for Seattle, keep the ball in the yard. New Orleans can beat you a lot of different ways, but their ability to hit the long ball sets them apart in the league. And for New Orleans, DeFerrari needs to have a good start. If he's going to establish himself as a top-tier PBE hurler, this is a must-win matchup for him. Milestones to watch here for this one. Christopher Brew needs 2 RBIs to get to 500 in his career. So we're going to take a look here at Christopher Brew so far. Let's see here. And Christopher Brew so far in 2 games has 5 RBIs. So it looks like here Christopher Brew has already gotten to 500 in their career. So congratulations to Christopher Brew getting over 500 RBIs now in their career. So there we go. There's our information from our wonderful stats team. Thank you so much to the stats team. Every game, every season, you are so amazing being able to give us all these great stats for us to cover before the matches. But we're going to take a look now at the predictions, see how that turned out. And it looks like the total home runs under over 2.5, and we have over 2.5 at 86%, 38.9K channel points, versus under at 2.5 at 14%, 6.3K, excuse me. So about 45,000, 44,000 channel points. A lot of points here in this matchup. And we're going to get started here with Santana Cruz as our first batter for Seattle.
Dang, viewership up to 115. Come on,
Woohoo!
y'all.
Nice.
Bringing the energy tonight. This is wild.
Whoa.
Speaking of wild, look at this view.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let us...
Stats team, best... Nah, well, let's not get the ego up too much.
And let's fix this. Oh my goodness. All right, let's take a look.
Everyone's like, keep the view, keep the view.
Yeah. No. All right, let's try the wide view. Oh, that's even worse.
Out of the park.
Kamikaze communist, are you serious? What the hell?
Whoa.
20 subs? What?
Whoa.
No, this is insanity.
Wow. I think that's the most we've ever
Shifty
had.
Lagoat.
And I'm guessing here is because of New Orleans' weird stadium. The
Pop champs in the chat for Kamikaze Communists. Are you kidding me right now?
Right. And it looks like we're going to have to do the wide-low camera. That's the best one that I can find here out of these three. So we're just going to... Looks like we have a little gap over here in left field for home runs. So we're gonna try and keep a watch on these home runs. But here we go. Batter number 2, runner first. And we're going to get a strikeout here from Thorogood Sassafras. It'll bring up Anita Fartinghouse. And Anita is going to fly out here to right field. And 2 outs now. 1 on for Mellett. Mellett to the shortstop, goes to second, makes the play, and that'll retire the side. And here we go, New Orleans. 2-0 this season already, and they're going to get a leadoff walk here from Beauregard. That'll bring up Paulo DiStefano Jr. And Beauregard going to second, and they're going to be safe. No, they got him. They got him. Wow. And Paulo DiStefano Jr. in the gap on the left side, going to second. Will they go to third? No, they're going to stay at second. 1 on, 1 out for Nas Hamad, who we just spoke about earlier in our stats for this game. Nas check swinging. They're going to get the walk here on that check swing. And that'll bring up Vidal Valor, cleanup batter. Vidal Valor striking out, leaving both runners on here with 2 outs. Io Torrent. Torrent will take a walk, and now Juice's based. Juice's base for Christopher Brew, who we were just speaking about earlier. Christopher Brew getting the milestone, and they're going to get another run scored here, as that one is a walk. And still Juice's base, 2 outs. In trouble here are the Sea Serpents. This one to the third baseman, goes across, makes the play at first, getting the out, leaving the runner stranded. But New Orleans able to get one on the board before then. Top of the second we go. Seattle up now. And this one's a line shot towards right field. That's going to be a base hit for Sloths. Campbell coming up now. Campbell over the shortstop's head in center field. 2 runners on now, no outs for Barker. Seattle trying to get something going here. And Barker, a tapper. And there's going to be no play anywhere. No play anywhere. That's an infield. No, they got the player at second. Wow, they got the player at second. And the runner going to first, getting the steal. And they got him out too. 2 runners out, but there's a hit through the gap on the right side, and that will score a run as McGruff getting an RBI here and is now tied 1-1. Seattle had a chance here for a couple more scores, but look at this. And I think that one is... That one is caught. No, that one's a RBI, and they get the runner in. Is now 2-1. This weird field here is giving me fits, and that's going to be a base hit into center field, and that's another run scored. In Seattle raising their lead here, 3-1. And we're going to get a walk, and Thorogood going into first. Cruz on second for Anita Fartinghouse. Anita Fartinghouse, towering shot, right center field, but that one is caught. Makes the play, and that'll retire the side, but Seattle responds in big fashion, getting 3 on the board. 3-1 now. New Orleans in a deficit here now. This one's going to be a shot towards right center field. That one is caught. Hafner is out. That'll bring up Wolf. Wolf striking out. Top of the order now, Beauregard. Beauregard will take a walk, and now Paulo DiStefano Jr., one of the best players in the PBE. Paulo hitting to shortstop, throws across, makes the play, and gets Paulo out. That'll take us now to the top of the third with Hummus God 3-1.
Was checking out the Sim League Federation. Probably should make a command for that too.
Right.
There's a grounder from Millet, a ground out. We do have a graphics contest going on for the server icon, and we've got some incredible submissions already. My goodness. Sloths with the ground out. Campbell, Dylan hitting a home run on stream.
Nice.
One of Emmy's closest friends. What an incredible at bat for Dylan, and what a way to honor Emmy. Davis Campbell taking one deep, 331 feet. DeFerrari striking out Barker. What a moment.
Right.
Wow. Whew. All right. Nas Hamad with a ground out for out number 1. And we got a base hit for Valor. Nice work for Valor, who's always with us. Strikeout for Torrent. New face on the Rougarous. And Brew with a base hit to right. So we got a couple runners on. Tying run at the plate. Geronimo. Grounder. Pitcher. Picks up the ball, makes the throw, and gets the ground out. Will go to the top of the fourth. And that's deep for McGruff. See ya. That ball had no chance.
Out of
a
the
506-foot
Wow.
bomb
Wow.
by Scruff McGruff. Sheesh.
Went so far you can't even see it.
What a blast by McGruff. It's 5-1 now. Kripokrasov, Evok. Grounder. Ground out for out number 1. Cruz. That's in the gap. It's going to be a base hit. That's a double for Cruz. Thurgood Sassafras the third now. That's going to be a pop up and a pop out to center. Farting House. Shane takes first with a walk. Mellett. That's a base hit up the middle. Runner coming home. It's in there safely. It's 6-1. Seattle looking for their first win on the season. Came close last time up, and that's a line out for Sloths to end the top of the fourth. But Seattle in control so far. Hafner with a pop out to short for out number 1. Wolf with a ground out for out number 2. Here we go. Beauregard, who's with us tonight. KC-15, that's in the gap. That ball got smoked off the bat. That's going to be 2. It's a double, a 2-out double for Beauregard. So DiStefano Jr., Magisu. And that's going to be a line out to left to end the fourth. New Orleans left 1 on base will go top of the 5th. Davis Campbell, who blasted 1 last time up, again doing it with the bat. Make it 3 for 3. First game on stream for Dylan this year. Absolutely playing well. Campbell taking second, but he's out. What a throw from Chris Brew. Barker drops 1 in left, and what could have been if Campbell stayed, that's going to be a single. McGruff lines out to right. Kripokrasov, Evok. That's a base hit sharply in front of the right fielder. Runner moving to third. There we go. And a strikeout for Cruz to end the top of the 5th. Junk ball. Came in to relieve DeFerrari. We'll go check out what Hamed's doing. That's a base hit up the middle. Valor hitting 400 in the early going. Infield pop-up. And a pop-out. Torrent with a grounder, the 5, the 4, but not the 3. Chris Brew, who had that gun out earlier, will fly out to end the 5th. We're going to the 6th. Seattle's got a 5-run lead. Looking to add. That's Thurgood Sassafras the third's first base hit of the season. Congratulations. Farting House with a pop out. Mellett. 4-6-3 double play. Nice work by the Rougarou infield. Maybe that's the spark they needed to get the bat going because they're down big. Got to put some work in here. And there's a pitching change. Jackson now in for Seattle. Geronimo, there's a base hit. May have a comeback on our way. A single to start us off. Hafner. And there's a stolen base. They got him. What a throw from Evok. And now a walk for Hafner. Wolf, first season in the pros. Oh, what a grab and right. That was a catch from McGruff. Here we go. 2 outs. That's Beauregard. And they're going to ground out to... Oh, wait, no, he got there safely. And the inning's still going, and that's a blast by DiStefano Jr. Bring out the tape measure, 511 feet. Had me fooled. Beauregard showed the speed to keep the inning alive, and it paid off. It's 6-4. Oh, we got back-to-back jacks. Nas Hamad took one to left. That's 526 feet. I think it has to do with the fact that it's the Polo Grounds render, and any homer will show up as long distance on stream, but it's beautiful. It's 6-5. We got a ball game now. And a grounder, finally. McThornbody checks in, and gets that final out, but New Orleans scored for that one. Couple of jacks. Sloths draws a walk. Campbell lays down a bunt. Moves the runner over. Got that small ball going. There's 1 out, though, for Barker. Barker grounds out to short, but you got a runner 90 feet from home plate for McGruff, who walks to first base. So Kripokrasov Kripakosov lines out to left to end the top of the 7th. Big Mo, I call it Big Mo, momentum on New Orleans' side right now with Torrent stepping up. Torrent, that's deep. That's gone. Ties the game. That's way out of here. 480 feet. Torrent.
Out of the
Is that going to be
park.
the second bomb of the season for IO Torrent? Congratulations. You now have a tie ball game for New Orleans. What a game so far. Brew with a ground out. Geronimo. That's high fly ball and right. Snagged it. McGruff had to go up to get it. Hafner with 2 outs. Draws a walk. We got a crazy game here,
Right.
folks. Stay with us. We want to see this ending for sure. Wolf with a fly out to center. And now LBG will take us out of this game. We'll go to the 8th in a tie ball game.
And top of the lineup here for the Sea Serpents. Cruz coming up first. And Cruz will strike out number 1. Thurgood Sassafras. And they're going to hit it right to third baseman, out number 2. And Anita Fartinghouse. And this is going to be a foul out towards the way left side over near the dugout. And that'll be out number 3. And bottom of the 8th we go now. New Orleans is up, top of their lineup. And this one is past the second baseman. Beauregard's going to get on with the leadoff base hit. Pitching change here, and Salami Tsunami coming in. And the runner going to second. Looked like a pass ball there.
Bumble.
And we get a strikeout here from Paulo Di Stefano Jr. and Nas Hamad with the runner in scoring position. Runner going to third, and they safe. Infield playing in here, and we're going to get a strikeout from Nas Hamad. 2 outs for Vidal Valor. Runner at third. This one tapped to the shortstop. Are they going to have a play? Yes, they just barely make the throw in time. Able to stop the runner. Getting the out at first, and it is still tie game. Top of the 9th we go. Middle of the lineup. Mellett up now for Seattle. Mellett striking out number 1. And Sloths coming in now. And we get a pitching change here. Derek Yeater coming in for New Orleans. And that's going to be a base hit here for Sloths. 1 on, 1 out for Campbell. Campbell striking out. And here we go. Last chance to break the tie here. Top of the 9th, Barker. And Barker gets hit batter, and that'll move his runners forward as McGruff strikes out. McGruff striking out, leaving 2 runners stranded. And walk-off opportunity here for New Orleans. We have Torrent, Brew, and Geronimo. Torrent up first. Torrent to the second baseman, makes the play first, out number 1, Christopher Brew. Christopher Brew taking the walk, runner at first, now 1 out for Geronimo. Alejandro Geronimo, and over the shortstop's head, 2 runners on now, 1 out for Hafner, Todd Hafner. Former Dynamo Hafner, they get the player second and they get the player first, and the 5-4-3 double play finishes out. Free baseball time with Hummuscott, top of the 10th.
First extra inning game of the season. The improbable one, Seattle against New Orleans. Kripakosov drawing a walk will go to Cruz now of Seattle with the runner on first. Bunt laid down. They get the out at first. Runner moves. Sassafras to third. Got his first hit earlier. Strikes out. Fartinghouse. Last out of the inning. Strikes out swinging. James Pleasance with a nice half inning of work. Here we go. Bottom of the 10th. Walk-off opportunity. Wolf. Striking out will go to Beauregard now. Winning run at the plate. That's up the middle. Winning run going to be on first base for Magisu. Di Stefano Jr. already has a homer in this game. Beauregard going for second. Safe. 6 of 7 on the year already. That's up the middle. That's going to be ball game. Throw coming from center, and that's going to be the game. And that's the winner for the Rougarou. Magisu with the walk-off over Seattle. The comeback was real. They were down 6-1. They win 7-6, scoring 6 straight runs. What a win.
Wow.
What a game for New Orleans.
That was great.
What a game for this stream. 100 viewers. Wow. That throw was errant from center. They tried.
Yes,
Bumble
that was
for the
what
win.
it was, yes.
Yeah. Wow. What a game. 4 RBI for Madge. My goodness. Someone put a stop to this man. He's breaking the law. McGruff, though, 2 RBI. Nice game for him. Wow. DeFerrari got the start. Pleasance with the win. Tsunami with the loss. DiStefano Jr., your obvious player of the game, had the walk-off there at the end. Whew! What a game.
Nice. All right, well, day number 3 in the books now. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other matchups for the majors, and we have the Makos and the Vandals. Makos get their first win of the season here with a score of 6-5, getting 3 in the top of the 8th to be able to hold on and win this one 9-7. Looking at our batting here, does look like we have 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Philip Stein over on the Maui side, and for Vancouver, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for J Doctor. Pitching wise for Maui, in relief, Stormbless getting the win, Gonzalez the hold, and Omega the save. And for Vancouver in relief, Boat Sigripper getting the loss. Player of the game is Sam Andrews. So there we go. Nice.
Here we go. Raptors coming up short at San Antonio. Sloths starting off undefeated, sweeping the Raptors in this first series. That winning run came in the bottom of the 6th. It was a 2-run single by Knight over Tom Riddle. C-Max. So 3 RBI for Suadat, 2 for Orem, 3 walks for Matata. Wow.
Nice.
Nice day for Johnny Baseball, 3 for 3. George the third with the win. Rodriguez Jr. with the hold. Davies with the save. Riddle takes the loss and the blown save. But Suadat, new catcher for the Sloths, gets player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 3, the Voyagers and the Crabs. Voyagers sweeping this series on the Crabs, 3-0 with the score of 3-2, 7 hits to 4, and the Voyagers had 2 errors in this one as well, but still able to hold on. Not costly enough, apparently. 2 hits and an RBI here for Tom Hsu. Tom Hsu having a great season here, already batting 500 on the season for New York. Over in the Providence end, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Will Love. Pitching for New York, Bobby Daring getting their first win of the season. Cletus McFlordaman their second save already. And for Providence, Dasani Voss taking their first loss. Player of the game is Bobby Daring. Daring, 7.0 innings pitched, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 96 pitches.
Here we go. Buffalo beating Outer Banks, winning the series 2, taking 2 out of 3 on the road. What a game. What a series, scoring 4 in the top of the 5th. It was Ramirez. It was someone else. Didn't get to see. It was also Shaderme off of Rit Spot. 2 Vandals legends.
Nice.
You got 3 for 4 for Cologne. 2 RBI for Shaderme, hitting 308 to start the season. We'll check out the pitching now. 2 hits for Halen and McGibbon. Rit Spot takes the loss. Rolo with the win, Balkan with the hold, Ginsburg with the hold. Roxas gets their first save in their majors career. Did give up an earned run, so got that nice 13.5 ERA. But Willie Colon, in a losing effort, gets player of the game.
And that takes us to our next game, the Stars and the Apex. And the Stars are able to keep the Apex from sweeping this one, getting a win in Game 3 with a score of 4-3, getting 1 in the top of the 9th to break the tie, and we're able to hold on to win this one 8 hits to 6, 2 errors on the Apex side. Hitting-wise, it does look like we have a home run here from Bongo Lulangu. No, guess not. And Kay Faraday getting a hit and a RBI as well. Over on the Indianapolis side, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Jimbo Slice, 2 hits and RBI from Zach Mouse. Pitching wise for Nashville, Mixon in relief gets their first win, Bird Whistle the save, and for Indianapolis, Troy No Hands taking their first loss. Player of the game is Shifty Lagoose. Lagoose in the losing effort, 7.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 94 pitches.
And the sweep for the Demons over the Supernovas, winning 8-2. Pretty straightforward. Nice day for Herrera, 3 for 3, 4 runs scored. Checking out the pitchers now. Diglett gets their first win as a starter. Baxter with the loss. Herrera gets player of the game. Ties Detroit's regular season game record for runs scored with 4. So Demons getting the sweep over the Supernovas. The Sweepins.
And our final game of this sim day for the majors, the Toros and the Scorpions. And the Toros keep the Scorpions from sweeping here as well, winning this one 8-3. getting 3 in the first inning here, and we're just able to hold on all the way through afterwards. 12 hits to 8, or excuse me, 13 hits to 8, and 3 errors total between the two teams. Looking at our batting, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for McCoy over on the Cancun side, and for Death Valley, 2 hits and 2 RBIs for Elliot Alderson, Mr. Robot. Cancun pitching, Benson taking the win, a Law the save, and for Death Valley, Remy Ratatouille taking their first loss. Player of the game is Crozier McCoy. So there we go. The Majors first series is complete. Now we're going to take a look at the scores for the Minors last game of this series.
Here we go. Firehawks coming back late to top the Bears to avoid the sweep. Winning 5-3. Top of the 8th, it was the Cheese, O'Steele, and Smooth all contributing to that comeback, scoring 5 straight. Those are your best batters. O'Steele, Smooth, and the Cheese all with all the ribbies. Boyd Jr. with the win. Sloth Nacion with the save. Jet with the hold. Young with the loss and blown save. But Eddie George, the starter on the losing team, got a no decision. 6 1/3, no runs given up. So couldn't get that run support. I definitely know what that feels like. I literally retired. No, I'm kidding. But I retired because of lack of run support.
Sloth Nacion, I like that. All right.
Yeah, dope.
Next game, the Dillos and the Swifties. Dillos holding on here to get the sweep over the Swifties, going in 11 innings, getting a walk-off here. Hieronymus Flex hitting a walk-off solo home run against Twain T2. So Dillos able to hold on here, going to 11 innings. 8-7 was the score, 14 hits to 11. Looking at our batting, several big games here, but Puppet for State College, getting 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Let's take a look here at Puppet. Puppet, that was a 3-run blast for Puppet. Over on the Dillo side, 3 hits, 4 RBIs for Barnold, 3 RBIs for Flex. Pitching-wise for State College and relief, Con getting their first blown save, T2 the loss. And for the Dillos, Chatopolhauser getting their first win in relief. Player of the game is Hieronymus Flex.
Here we go. Hepcats, Ortega blasting the Wheelers 12-2. Hepcats first win on the season. Another one who can avoid a sweep. Good work. Always great. 4 ribbies for Ortega. Got to be player of the game. We're going to check that out in a second. Bennigsen, though, 2 for 5 for the Wheelers. Ortega, though, 3 for 4. Wow. 3 RBI for someone else for KC. I didn't see. O'Reilly with the win. Hartman with the loss. Ortega, despite the 61-minute rain delay, gets player of the game.
Game number 4, the Kingpins and the Flamingos, and Kingpins break the series strangle on the Flamingos here, getting their first win of the year, a score of 7-6, 8 hits to 11. Looking at our batting, a couple multi-hit games here for Chicago. Best one, though, is going to be DeRosa, going 2 hits and 3 RBIs. And for Florida, looks like 2 hits and 3 RBIs for Jeffrey the Giraffe. Pitching-wise for Chicago, Luciano getting the win, and Multiopede getting the save. And for Florida, Bloodshine getting their first loss this season. Player of the game is Vincent DeRosa.
And the Dinos bridling the Lemurs 4-3, getting the win. Tying up on his Lemurs, those 2 errors. Gotta think those were costly in the end. 2 RBI for Pine. 1 RBI for Gump, 1 RBI for O'Sullivan. And we're going to check out the pitching. Crimps with the loss, Paul with the win, Huevos with the save. Paul is your player of the game, went 6 1/3, gave up 2 earned. Just wanted to quickly address, we did hand down a Discord ban on Pablo. If people were wondering what we were going to do about what we saw, we did give him a Discord ban in our main server. So should cover what we saw there. Just wanted to announce that.
I guess I'm going to have to go back and look at logs later or something.
Yeah.
All right.
I got you. I can message you.
All right, cool. All right, so that does it for this sim day. Finishing out our first series of the season for both the majors and the minors. We're now moving on to April 23rd and taking a look at our schedule here. It looks like our next featured game is going to be on the 24th with Buffalo and Boise for primetime game number 2. So we just have a quick sim day here, and we're going to go ahead and save and move over here to the minors since there are no majors games. And we do have minors games here. So we're going to go ahead and get these started. And since I am the one streaming here and the Dynamos are my former team, still feel like they're part of my team here, we're going to take a look at the Dynamos. And the Dynamos going 4-0 now on the season. Look at this, 11 innings, 3 runs in the top of the 11th inning. Who was that? Kakio getting hit a run-scoring single versus B2. So Dynamos able to hold on here in extra innings, win this one 8-5 over the Wheelers. Looking at our batting here, 4 hits and an RBI from Riddle McGee, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Big Iz. Over on the other side for Anchorage, 3 hits and a run scored for Jose 43 Sr., and 2 runs, 3 hits for Sneaky Sneck. Pitching wise for Dallas, in relief, Delta getting the hold, Rodriguez the hold, Huevos the blown save, and Ranto Moon, our bot named in Emmy's honor quite some time ago, getting the win, first win of the season. And
let's go.
And here we go, Anchorage 2 getting their first loss. So Dynamos, Big Iz getting our player of the game, Ranto Moon getting their first win of the season. That feels pretty good to me personally. I know I'm sorry about the Wheelers, but Dynamo's off to a great start, and we've done a lot of talking about Emmy in our locker room, so I'm really glad that the team's coming together and having a great season here so far.
I just let Dren know that the league is giving $1,000 to Emmy's GoFundMe, and it's a very emotional conversation right now. Louisville beating State College 2-0. My Swifties can't get a win. Not surprising. Beaver, we got to talk. Meeting in my office tomorrow. Let's see. Nice days for a lot of Lemurs players here. 2 hits for a lot of folks. 2 hits for Sampson and Pazzo of State College. But you got O'Sullivan, you got Eliason and McFraud of Louisville getting 2 hits. Brandonson with the loss. Roberts with the win. Julian with the save. Lump O'Sullivan is your player of the game. It's a nice win for Louisville.
And that takes us to our next game, the Flamingos and the Bears. And Flamingos get their 3rd win of the season now with a score of 8-2, 19 hits to 8 here. So a nice turnout for the Flamingos in this one. Looking at our batting here, several great, look at the top of the order here for Flamingo. Oh my goodness. 3 hits for Gar. Halverson, 2 hits, 4 hits, and 2 RBIs for Brizzo. Bufflin getting 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Over on the other side for Brew City, looks like we have one person here, Honda. Honda, did they get a home run? Yes, Honda getting a single run blast here for Bruce City. On the pitching end for Florida, Parsons getting their first win, Millis taking their first loss, and player of the game is Jeffethani Brizzo. So congratulations to Florida on their win here.
Told Dren she wants to give everybody hugs, she said. So thank you to everyone who's ever gifted a sub. I know, AJ, you're a huge contributor to that. If you're still watching, we appreciate you. This is big for sure, and I hope Emmy's family appreciates it. 3-1 from the Firehawks, getting the dub at home over the Hepcats. Firehawks starting off better than they did last year. Love to see it. Now, nice bounce back. Tree when it going 2 for 3. 2 for Tree, as you may. Thompson with the win.
I see what
Hank
you did there.
With the loss. Branson with the save. Walker Thompson went 7 1/3. 1 earned is your player of the game.
And our final minors game for this 4th sim day of the season is the Kingpins and the Dillos. And Kingpins winning here 8-6 over the Dillos, 13 hits to 10. Moving now to 2-2 on the season. Looking at our batting, we have a hit and 3 RBIs here from Fiddle McGee. 3 hits, 2 RBIs from McPingerson. I'm going to get this right. McPingerson. That was the one I just created. A brand new waiver sign for Amarillo, getting their very first game sim in here today, and already they're at 400 batting average with 5 RBIs now on the season. So congratulations to new player McPingerson, having a great season so far for the Dillos. Over on the Chicago side, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 RBIs from drop table players, and 3 hits and RBI from Arnold and Cleary getting 3 RBIs. Pitching wise, let me try this one here. Savanali Myko Towitz. Savanali Myko Towitz Getting the loss here for the Dillos, and for Chicago, Schumacher the win in relief is Al Capone getting the save. Player of the game is Robert Drop Table Players. And there we go. So we are complete now for the 23rd of April. Moving on to our next sim day. And we have no minors games here for today, so we're going to go ahead and move up here to majors. And our next game is going to be primetime number 2, and it is going to be the Buffalo Surge versus the Boise Raptors. Taking a look at our matchup here for this one, we have Tokoyami versus Jackson Wooler. Let's go ahead and pull up the matchups here for this one while I go ahead and check on stats from our wonderful stats team. If Shane would like to go ahead and get another prediction going, I will look at our information here for this one. And here we go. All right, so primetime number 2. It looks like the over-under suggestion on this one is 2.5 total home runs for both teams combined. For team notes for Buffalo, we have Buffalo finished last in the Legends Conference East last season with a 34-74 record. Buffalo added tons of talent over the offseason, including right fielder Yudokira Cloudera and second baseman Geronimo Shiderme. Major losses include left fielder Scott Poe and right fielder FR Finn Reese. For Boise won the Legends West last season with a record of 63-45. They had a relatively quiet offseason, losing center fielder RJ Menard and starting pitcher Perry Hodder. For our player notes here, we have third baseman Sax Justice of Boise. The talented rookie will step into the starting third baseman role with his club. In 2042, he slashed .316, .387, .422 for Chicago, accruing 6.4 WAR in the process. Center fielder Yudokira Cloudera of Buffalo was a big offseason addition for Buffalo. Last season in Providence, they hit .277, .368, .513 slash line, including 23 homers and 56 RBI, good for 4.5 WAR. He's 10-50, 200 average lifetime off of Wooler with 2 home runs. Fumikaze Tokoyami, starting pitcher for Buffalo last season with New York, he went 14-7 with a 3.78 ERA and a WHIP of 1.24. Jackson Wooler, starting pitcher for Boise, Wooler had his best season to date last season, going 13-4 with a 4.41 ERA and accruing a 3.1 WAR. Our keys to victory for tonight for Buffalo: three rookies will take the field for the Surge. Their ability to adapt to the next level will be the key to not only this game, but Buffalo's season as a whole. And for Boise, production in Boise comes from up and down the Raptors lineup. Jumping on a rough starter early and not letting off the gas will be key. So there we go. There's our information for our game number 4 for tonight, and this is primetime number 2. Let me go ahead and pull up our predictions and take a look and see how that is going. And it looks like our predictions are closed with 2.5 getting 49%, 9K channel points. Under 2.5, 51%, 9.4K channel points. So just barely, very close here, almost 50-50, under with just a slight advantage. And we're going to start off here. Game number 4, primetime number 2, Wendell Meredith, our leadoff batter, with Hummus God, starting us off.
Here we go. Your boy gets to start us off here. Good matchup, Surge. Surprised everybody by taking 2 out of 3 against OBX on the road, and now we got to do something about this camera. Although this is, based on my bank account, this is probably where I'd be sitting in the stadium if I was at the game.
All right, let's take a look here. There's the default. Let me take a look at the wide real quick. I actually like the wide better here. Here, we're going to leave this on wide, so we'll do all these wide. See a little bit better with the action. There we go. And
People say they like the immersion.
Right?
I like immersion, but not that much. I think this is enough immersion. This league itself. Here we go. An out already recorded. That was Meredith Encarnacion gets an infield single. That's Blue Line's new player, Cloudera, striking out for out number 2. Ramirez. They step on the bag and get the out the second baseman. That was Bodnar making the play. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Boise looking to take a lead, and that's a base hit on the right side for Toot Blonde. Big Titty Smitty, Bridget Westfall. It might be Reno. It might be a double play. It wasn't. It's a 4-6, but not the 3. Sabor That's a line out to third. Petra, we had a great talks the last couple days. Loved me some Petra. Pluto
Petra's great.
with a fly out to end the first. We're going to the second in a tie ball game. Scheiderme with a ground out. Danny Gonzalez, shortstop, gets a base hit on the right side past the infield. We're going to go to Spock now, who strikes out swinging. Suave struck out as well. We're going to the bottom of the second in a tie game. Orem with a ground out. Beecham hitting below 100. That's going to help. That's a base hit in center field. 2 for 13 on the season now. Bodnar, who has a base hit and right. It drops in front of the right fielder. 2 base runners for Radiance Ham, who's not having a good start to the season. It's going to be an infield pop out. Sachs Justice, the Rook, having a great start to the season, draws a walk. So Juices based for Toot Blonde, who strikes out. And that will end the second. Tokiyami's got ice in their veins, getting out of that unscathed. We're going to the top of the third. Lane with the ground out. Meredith with a fly out. Encarnacion with 2 outs. Blue line. New blue line. Are you kidding me, Encarnacion? What are you doing? You're a rookie. You're not supposed to be this good. Cloudera lifts one high at the warning track, but caught for the 3rd out. But we need to keep tabs on Encarnacion. Would love to see that stay consistent. Westfall, base hit on the right side. That's a single. 1 for 2 on the game. Sabor. There's a pickoff attempt, and the throw was errant. Going to second now.
Fumble,
Westfall.
fumble.
Sabor grounding out to short. Johnny Baseball in the good gap. It's going to be the first run of the game. It's going to be 1-0 Raptors. Johnny Pluto put one in the gap for a double. Orem takes a walk. Got that good eye. Beecham striking out, swinging. So Bodnar, 2 on, 2 out. Bodnar up the middle. It's a base hit. Another run's coming home. That run is safe. It's 2-0 Boise here in the third. Nice work. Radiance Ham grounded out to end the third. We're going to the top of the fourth. Buffalo's got a little bit of work to do. Look at these rookies. Ramirez, Encarnacion, are you kidding me? Ramirez flies out. Scheiderme rips one into right field in the corner. That's going to be for extra bases. Scheiderme having a great start to the season already. Danny Gonzalez. That's going to be hit in center, lined out. Scheiderme thought about it, but stayed. Spock now. Up the middle. Will we see the run come home? We will. It's going to be safe. It's 2-1. Nice clutch RBI by the catcher, Spock. So, suavemente with the grounder. Second baseman picks it up and grounds out. Or fielder's choice. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Oh, what a grab!
Wow.
By none other than Cloudera. Late pickup for Buffalo. And an infield single for Toot Blonde, picking up the speed. And a ground out for Westfall will end the fourth. That was quick. We're going to the top of the fifth now. Lane up the middle, base hit. That's a single. Meredith now. No homers on the year. It's a grounder. Oh, the bobbled it. What do they call it? They're calling it an error. Encarnacion, the grounder, 4-6-3, double play. Nice work by the Boise infield. Cloudera. Was hit hard at the left field wall. It's going to be a run. It's going to be a double. It's going to be a tie game. Cloudera, the late pickup. Buffalo looking alive here. Ramirez striking out to end the top of the fifth.
You want to take the second half?
Oh, what happened?
You took the whole first
shit!
half?
I took too much. Yeah.
That's okay.
Take the rest. Take the rest.
Not a problem. Boise now, and we're going to get a pitching change for Lasquez. And runner going to second. They're going to be safe with the steal. Get a strikeout looking here from Johnny Pluto, and that'll bring up Andrew Orem. One on, runner in scoring position. Andrew Orem's going to take the walk here. Parker Beauchamp. And runner going to third. They're going to be safe. Runners at the corners now for Parker Beauchamp. Still only one out. Parker Beauchamp striking out here. Bodnar, 2 on, 2 out. Vladimir to the first baseman. Only has to run a couple feet to make the play. And that will retire the side. Top of the 6th we go. Still tied 2-2. Geronimo Shadermy, and this is a high fly ball towards center field. That is caught for out number 1. Gonzalez now. Gonzalez, line drive, and what a catch by the left fielder. Diving play to make that one. Out number 2. Spock now. And this is going to be a fly out to right field. That one is... Wow, it was dropped by the second baseman. Dropped by the second baseman. That it does look like it counted as an error, but they do get the out at first at the next batter, and that's going to take us now to the bottom of the 6th, still 2-2. Boise up now. Radiance Ham getting on with the walk. Sachs Justice now. Oh, and we get a pass ball, and Radiance Ham moving to second. Sachs Justice, line drive to the left fielder, out number 1. Top of the order, 2 plan. And Sachs Justice going to, or Radiance Ham going to third, getting safe. Runner at third now, 2 outs. Strikeout for 2 plan. Bridget Westfall will take the walk here. Runners at the corners for Petra Sabor. Petra, and that's going to drop in front of the left fielder. Petra getting an RBI single, breaks the tie, and it is now 3-2 Boise. GM Petra Sabor getting it done.
Ooh, Petra,
towering shot towards right field, and that one is off the wall. This could score 2 here. Here comes the runner from third, and that's going to be a 2 RBI double from Johnny Pluto. It is now 5-2 Boise. Runner at second, still 2 outs, and we're going to get a strikeout looking here from Andrew Orem. That will retire the side, but Boise gets 3 more on the board. Top of the 7th we go. Buffalo needs to get something going here. Tapper in front of the catcher. Pitcher did not make the play in time. That is an infield single. Strikeout for Meredith at the top of the order. And here we go. Encarnacion, who's been having a great season so far. Encarnacion striking out. And that'll move their average down to 500 again. The strikeout here from Cloudera, and that will retire the side, leaving a runner stranded. Stretch time now. Boise up by 3. Can they pad their lead? And we'll get a pitching change here. Ruth Heater Ginsburg, former Dynamo, coming in to try and finish this one out, as they'll get a strikeout to start us off. This one hits to the second baseman, and Bodnar is thrown out. Radiance Ham now, 2 outs. Radiance Ham, towering shot towards right center field, but plenty of time for the fielder to get underneath it, make the play, retire the side. Here we go, top of the 8th we go. Middle of the lineup for the Bears, Ramirez. Ramirez past the left fielder, and this could be a double. Yes, they're coming in with a stand-up double to start us off. Geronimo Shadermy, runner in scoring position, will strike out. Gonzalez, 1 out, 1 on. Gonzalez through the gap in center. Will this bring the runner home? No, they stay at third. Runners at the corners now for Spock. Spock to the first baseman, gets the play at first, and runners stay at second and third. And we'll get a strikeout here from Suave, and that will retire the side, leaving the 2 runners stranded. Bottom of the 8th we go. 5-2 still Boise. Bottom of their lineup here. And what a diving play. Oh my goodness, Cloudera is paying off big time defensively for the Surge in this game, probably for the rest of the season here, as that one's going to be a fly out right side for out number 2. Bridget Westfall now. Westfall striking out. 1-2-3 they go. Last chance here for Boise, down by 3. And we have Lane, Meredith, and Encarnacion. Hudson Lane striking out. Top of the order, Wendell Meredith. Wendell Meredith striking out looking. And it's down to Encarnacion. 2 outs. Down by 3. Can Encarnacion get a rally going here? Encarnacion. And they will strike out looking as well. And that's going to do it as the Boise Raptors beat the Buffalo Surge here with a score of 5-2. 9 hits to 11. Buffalo with the advantage in the hitting, but were just not able to capitalize, leaving a lot of runners on base. Let's see here. How many runners did they leave on base? 20. 20 left on base for Buffalo. Taking a look at our batting here, we have multi-hit games for 4 Buffalo's players, but over on Boise side, we have 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Johnny Pluto. Probably going to be our player of the game. Let's take a look. Pitching-wise, Velasquez in relief for Buffalo, taking their first loss. For Boise, Jackson Wooler getting the win, and Matthew Paul getting the save. Jackson Wooler getting your player of the game. 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 69 pitches.
No homers in this one, right, LBG?
Let's take a look here. None on that side, none on this side. So definitely under, it looks like.
Yeah, so 0 if you want to score that out, Shane. I was going to ask you, LBG, I messaged you, can you try to unshare and reshare at 30 FPS? I feel like it's messing with like the ability to be clear. I don't know why. Discord's been wonky lately.
Is it blurry on your end on Discord?
Yeah, but
okay.
like I'm watching the stream and it's clear like on Twitch. So
give me just a second. Let me restart that. Actually, so do you want it? It was on 60 frames per second. Do you want me to restart it at 30?
Yeah, I think that could help with the.
Okay, let's see here.
Cleanliness of it.
Let's try that. See if that's any
better for sure. Hopefully it stays.
Is it?
Yeah, looks
is
good.
It readable now? Okay, cool. All right, so let's go back over here.
Boise pitched 86 pitches, got the win.
Right.
As a team.
That's great.
Oh, whatever. Blowpop can't do math. Sloths shutting out the Aviators. 4-0, going 4-0 on the year. A lot of 4s going around for San Antonio. 2 RBI for Sandwiches. And 2 for 3 for Linus Riverboat, who's having a stellar start to the season. My goodness. Johnson with the win. First start for TJ for the Sloths. His corpse is there. Funk takes the loss. Doesn't help me in my fantasy team, of course. Rodriguez Jr. with the hold. Dugan with the hold. TJ, player of the game, going 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 6 strikeouts.
All right, and that takes us to game number 3, the Makos and the Voyagers. And the Makos go 500. First time I've seen Makos go 500 since being on the team, but there it is, going 2-2 on the season now. Makos, the opportunities are right there within our grasp. Winning this one 11-7. Look at that, 14 hits, 11 runs from the Maui Makos. Let's take a look at our batting here for New York. We have 3 hits, 3 RBIs from Tom Shue, 2 RBIs from Barbados Slim. Over on the Mako side, 2 RBIs from Camden, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Stein. Several multi-hit games. Look at that, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Gofford as well. Pitching for New York, Sevart taking the loss, and in relief, Cooper Casey taking the win. And player of the game is Tom Shue. So congratulations, Schoolboy Shue. I hope there you are in the chat right there. Schoolboy Shue getting player of the game.
The Crabs upending the Vandals 4-0, getting their first win on the season. Here we go. 3 RBI for Ruiz. Nice game for Ruiz. 2 for 3 for Dan King of Vancouver. 3 for 4 for Olsen there in the bottom of the order. Fugg with the win. Tosin with the loss. Murley with the save. Matt Bake. Perfect 0 ERA. Fugg though got the win. 8 scoreless innings. Is your player of the game as well. So Providence back in the win column for the first time this season. Looks like I got tagged in minor league management. They were just sending me spamming copy pastas.
Oh, nice. All right, game number 5 for the majors. The Stars and the Sea Serpents. Stars winning now, going 2-2 on the season. Sea Serpents 0-4 now, but the Stars getting this one 5-2, 10 hits to 7. Looking at batting for Nashville, we had 2 RBIs from Cade Munson and 2 hits for both Rose and Fry. On the Seattle end, 2 RBIs for Mellett. Pitching-wise for Nashville, Giovanni Sanchez. Look at that, getting their first win of the season. Congratulations to Mr. Giovanni Sanchez, former Dynamo. Smaxson getting a hold, and Shigemo getting their first save. And Homie, straight paws Homie for Seattle, getting their first loss. Player of the game is Giovanni Sanchez.
And Carter belting homer number 200. My boy Shane Shoelace, teammate, former teammate, against his old team with Toros now moving to 2-2. That's the story of the game for sure. Congrats to Ace Carter hitting that amazing milestone. 4 RBI in this one. 2 homers in this one. Hit one with 2 on. No, with both with 1 on. So nice day for Ace Carter. Schultz with the win, Law with the hold, The Hill with the loss. Bogescu stole player of the game. We're going to have to check his stats for the Supernovas. He went 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored, 3 RBI. Look at that start of the season for Bogescu.
Nice.
Wow. But Toros get the win.
And that takes us to game number 7, the Demons and the Scorpions. And the Demons winning this one, going 3-1 on the season. Both teams now 3-1 with a score of 8-2, 7 hits to 5. On the Detroit end, we have 2 hits from Herrera, 2 hits and 2 RBIs from Haywood Dinkle. Over on the Death Valley side, 2 hits and an RBI from Tex Walker. And look at this, 2 runs, 2 hits, 5 RBIs from Benz. And what is Ben's first name here? Brian Benz of DBS having an amazing game here. Now at 357 batting average for the season. So Ben's having a great start. Detroit, Palmer getting the loss. Morgan the win. And player of the game is Brian Benz.
Bolanos now 1-0 after subduing the Rougarou. 7-0 win, big win for the Apex on the road, moving to match the Rougarou, going 3-1 here in the early going. 3 RBI for Zach Mouse. Man, needs to pick it up for my fantasy team though. 2 for 4 for Bendover. Nice day at the plate. Bolanos gets the win, first year as a starter. Right with the loss. Bolanos went 7 scoreless. Is your player of the game.
And that's going to finish us off for the majors for April the 24th. Looking now at the minors. No minors games today, so we're going to advance to our next day here. And pulling up our schedule for the 25th of April, and it is going to be a quick sim day today. We have one more game on the 26th, OBX versus SAS, and then a couple quick sim days after that. So we're going to go ahead and save here and then go through all the box scores. And since we are on the minors first, and I'm the one doing the box score, here we go. Dynamos losing their first game of the season to the Wheelers. Wheelers now 3-2 on the season with the score of 4-1, 11 hits to 7. Looking at our batting here, 2 hits for McLaughlin over on the Dallas side, 2 hits each for 43, Rude and Condor, with Rude getting 2 RBIs as well for Anchorage. Pitching, Miller for Dallas taking their first loss, Ragnarok the win for Anchorage, Dog the hold, and Rizzo the save. Player of the game is Ragnarok. Ragnarok 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 106 pitches.
Here we go. Flamingos winning at Brew City 4-3. Flamingos with a hot start to the season. 4-1. People keep making fun of me. Fred Freezing Cold Takes made a comment saying like he saw all the names and he couldn't figure out why there wasn't a lot of Central and South Americans. So I'll be living with that forever since I brought him in. 3 RBI for Brizzo. Nice day at the plate for Brizzo. It's unconfident. 2 RBI for Doe Jr. Kagami with the win. Goozer with the loss. Pepe with the save. And Brizzo, unconfident, is your player of the game.
And that takes us to our next game. Oops.
What's up, Chess? Chess Safari in his house.
Hey, what's up, Chess? And it looks like I skipped a game here, but we'll go back to that one. The Kingpins and the Dillos. Kingpins winning this one, going 3-2 on the season. Both teams now at 3-2. The score in this one, though, was a 4-hit shutout over the Dillos. Kingpins winning 5-0, 11 hits on the Chicago side. Only single-hit games for Dillos here, and for Chicago, 2 hits, 3 RBIs for drop table players, and 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Cantharion. On the pitching in for Amarillo, Harley Fank getting their first loss, 1-1 now for them. Grimes their first win, and player of the game is Cameron Grimes. Grimes for Chicago, 8.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, no strikeouts, but 96 pitches.
Hepcats losing by a run at California. California with a hot start. You love to see it bouncing back after not a great last season.
Nice, Casey.
You know they're working hard. KC 15, Dirk Diglett.
Mm-hmm.
A first bomb. Who was that? The Rakis. Nice work by Kuldraset. 3 RBI as well, hitting 235 this year. 2 RBI for Smooth. A win for Mitchell. Loss for Heed. Save for Beckett. And the Rakis is your player of the game.
And speaking of the Firehawks and GMs, Dirk Diglett, co-GM, will be joining us tomorrow night for their first stream in the regular season and being a streamer for PB. So I'm really looking forward to having them on with Hummus and I. And that'll take us now to our final game of this sim day, and that is going to be the Swifties and the Lemurs. And the Swifties here winning this one, getting their first win of the season. Both teams now at 1-4. 1-0 shutout here. Wow, 13 hits, but only 1 run in this one. Looking at our batting, 2 hits from O'Sullivan here on the Louisville side, and for State College, 2 hits and RBI from Noah Johns. Pitching-wise for Louisville, Schramm getting their second loss. For State College, Claflin getting their first win, Obi-Wan Kenobi their first hold, and Khan their first save. Player of the game is Nathan Claflin. Claflin, 7.2 innings pitched, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 89 pitches. Oh, come on.
Getting clobbered, they say. 4-1 now. The Voyagers 10-1 win. That graph moved up between the 4th and the 5th, actually during the 5th, and never really stood a chance to move down after that. We're going to check out the Voyagers' bats. 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored, 3 RBI for them boys. Sheesh. My goodness. And yeah, nice day for Daytona as well. Horse with the win. Knight Rider takes the loss. Them boys is your obvious player of the game.
Well, Knight Rider was 7.20 ERA last game. They're 7.2 ERA after this game, so they're at least being consistent.
It's the same. I think it's the exact same stat line as game 1.
Wow.
Literally, it had to have been.
Pretty close, yeah. All right, and here we go. Sloths continuing their undefeated streak here, beating the Aviators. Aviators only at 1-4 so far this season. That is a big surprise so far from OBX. But the Sloths win this one. Yeah, walk-off 3-2 here. 2-run blast. Looks like Jimenez hit a walk-off 2-run home run versus Domingo Pozo. So Sloths continuing their run here early in the season. Taking a look at our batting, only single hits over here on the OBX side. And for San Antonio, we have 2 hits and an RBI for Christy Abbott, 2 RBIs from Jimenez. Pitching-wise for Outer Banks, Pozo taking their first loss in relief and their first blown save, with San Antonio Todoroki in relief getting their first win. Player of the game is Walker Cato. Cato in the losing effort, 8.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts, 113 pitches.
A walk-off, the Vandals. Jay Doctor, a walk-off solo shot against Matt Bake 12, my fellow Twitter guy. We both run the main account. If you didn't know, it's 2 of us. Jay Doctor, walk-off solo shot. What a win for the Vancouver Vandals in a 1-0 game. The only run was the walk-off. Jay Doctor, who's known to be heroic at times. You may remember with Boise back in the day, against DVS. Wait, was that the final score? Wait, can you go back? Oh, the final score was 3-2. I can't read. So it was, not a lot. It was a big drought and runs scored throughout the game. Leaf with an amazing start. Almost went the distance. Ivy Leaf went 8 1/3. Dren, 2 earned runs. And gets player of the game.
Nice.
Dang. Ivy Leaf couldn't get that run support, but what a game. This would have been a fun one to watch for sure.
Absolutely. All right, game number 5, the Apex and the Rougarous. And the Rougarous win this one over the Apex, go 4-1 now on the season with a score of 6-3, 12 hits to 10. Looking at the batting lineup for the Apex, couple multi-hit games here, but the best one is going to be Ben Dover. Dover 2 for 3 with the RBI and a walk. And for New Orleans, it's going to be a run, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs from Nas Hamad. Pitching-wise for Indianapolis, Dogwood Maple getting their first loss, and for New Orleans, McDougal getting their second win, Geeter their first hold, and Junkball their first save. Player of the game is Aiden McDougal. McDougal, 6.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 119 pitches.
Here we go. Raptors bridling the surge. They matched their records 2-3 over there in the Legends Conference. 4-2 is the victory final score. We got a couple solo shots in that right up there. Not really much offense though. 3 for 4 for Danny Gonzalez, 2 for 4 for Suave. We got Lucas with the win to calm down with the loss. Riddle with this first save of the year, and Andrew Lucas went 7 1/3, gave up 2 as your player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 6, and that is the Stars and the Sea Serpents. And my computer is kind of lagging out of here a little. Let me just save this real quick. Whoa, it's lagging out pretty hard. All right, so game number 6, the Sea Serpents and the Stars. The Sea Serpents win this one, get their first win of the season now with a score of 6-5, just barely holding on, getting a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th. Santana Cruz had a walk-off solo home run versus Mixon. So congratulations to Seattle Sea Serpents getting their first win of season 28. Looking at our batting here, 2 runs, 3 hits, and an RBI for Rose over on the Nashville side. And for Seattle, looks like we have a hit and 5 RBIs from Mellett. Is that a grand slam home run? Yes, Mellett with the grand slam home run for Seattle, giving them the lead and able to win over Nashville in this one. Pitching-wise, Shigino in relief for Nashville, taking their first blown save, Mixon their first loss. And for Seattle, Tsunami taking their first blown save with Jackson getting their first win. Player of the game is Santana Cruz. And I believe Santana Cruz was MVP one season for the minors as well. So Santana having a great start here in the majors.
Did you know the lunch? Do you know the lunch meat of choice in the PBE?
Turkey?
Nope, salami. Demons beating, and we like them grand size. Demons beating Death Valley 6-5 on the road, moving to 4-1 on the year. These Demons, Dinkle 2 for 4, Dimes 2 for 4, 2 for 3 for Tex Walker, New Scorpion, 2 runs scored. And we'll go down to the pitchers. Mitchell with the start. Gave up 5. I know someone in my fantasy league has her, so that helps. Lewis with the win. Pressing with the loss and the blown save. No, he's on my fantasy team.
No.
Walker, though, player of the game. What a game for Tex Walker. What a start to the season.
And our final majors game for this sim day, the Toros and the Supernovas. And Toros win here, go 3-2 on the season. Supernovas has yet to win a game this season, 0-5 for them. The score in this one was 7-4, 7 hits to 5. Looking at our batting for Sarasota, a hit and 3 RBIs for Cook. Over on the other side for Cancun, looks like we have a hit and 2 RBIs for Caden Kalian. Pitching-wise for Sarasota, Kid Carsey taking their second loss. For Cancun, Leo Robert their first win, Shu their first hold, and Mace their first save. Player of the game is Leo Robert. Robert, 6.0 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 104 pitches. And that finishes us off for the majors, and we've already done the minors for this sim day, so we're going to go ahead and advance to the 26th of April. And looking at our schedule here, this is going to be our last featured game for the night. We have OBX versus the Sloths. So we'll go ahead and pull up the matchups here in this one. And it's going to be Bob Beaumont, 0-1 now with a 16.62 ERA. Did not have a good start. Versus Nolan Windsor, 1-0 with a 6.00 ERA. So both pitchers getting pretty walloped hard in their first matchups. But here is our lineups for the final feature game. Let me go ahead and take a look here and see if we have any info from our wonderful Sims team on this one. No, and so the Boise one, the primetime number 2, was our last one from the Sims team. So the stat team. So thank you very much, stat team, for all the great info on tonight's matches. We really appreciate it. I love reading those out on the stream. So if we could just go ahead and get Shane to start a prediction here for us, we'll get our final game started. And it looks like they already have. Thank you very much, Shane. And it looks like, what is this here? Total hits. And total hits over 16.5. So we're looking at 8 for one, 9 for the other, somewhere around in there to be able to get the over on this one. How are they going to do? And here we go. Our first bets are coming in. Make sure to get your bets in. This is the last feature game for opening day. So make sure to get some bets in on this one. And
Dren asked me, the local pizza shop closes, I think, at 9 Eastern. I'm probably going to miss out on grabbing a slice. I usually like when I have a good day, just like pull up, eat a couple slices, and just vibe to some music. Had a great day at work. This stream has been absolutely incredible, so was wanting to go celebrate, but we may miss that mark. We'll see.
Well, I want to thank Petra and Danny B. They both DM'd me, giving me some nice words about our intro for today's stream. So thank you very much, Petra and Danny B. I really like those kind words. Love you both so much. Meant a lot to me looking over there and seeing that right now. So, yeah. All right.
Laser, if you live near me, I would definitely love you to bring me some pizza right now. And we'd definitely be hanging out during the stream. That'd be really dope.
Right. All right, so we're at just about 20,000 channel points left. A little bit of time left, a few seconds left if you want to get a submission in. And there we go, over getting some. 16.5 is the over-under. Make sure you get your bets in. We're at 25,000 here just about.
I have no channel points after this. The under better hit. LBG, you know the vibes. Time to rig it for me.
Oh,
I'm kidding. What's up, Dren? Dren in the chat hanging out with us tonight.
Hey, Dren.
I know Shoe's been here all night as well. Blowpaw, Unconfident's been here as usual. Laser, obviously.
Love you, Dren. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Dren. Ivy Leaf just had an incredible game on the mound.
You just missed
it is Shoe's birthday. Happy birthday, Shoe.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Rabbit's always lurking as well. What up? What up, my boy? AJ's here, too.
All right.
Mike wants a shout-out. Asota's awesome.
Nice. Well, it looks like our predictions are closed, and 43% for over, 57% for under 16.5, and we have about 25,000 some odd channel points in this one. So we're going to get started. Our last feature game of the night. We do have 2 more quick sim days after this, but this is our last feature game, and it's going to be OBX and the Sloths, starting off with Dub City as our leadoff batter. Here we go. OBX up first, Dub City. And pitcher comes set. Here we go, starting off, and that one's going to be hit right to the second baseman, out number 1. Drachenberg coming up now. Drachenberg, this is going to be a flyout in the infield, out number 2. And now Willie Colon. Colon through the gap in center, and Willie's going to get on with the base hit. That'll bring up Bergen Cannon. Klaus, and look at this, we're going to get a stolen base from Willie Colon. Runner in scoring position now for Klaus Bergen Cannon. Bergen Cannon striking out, leaving Colon stranded at second. Still 0-0, only 1 hit on the boards. Bottom of the first we go. Here goes San Antonio. And this one's hit to the second baseman, and Stan Antonio is thrown out. Christy Abbott. Abbott will take the walk, and we now have a runner in scoring, or a runner on base for Matata. And there goes Christy Abbott. And Christy Abbott now stolen base number 3 on the season. And this is going to be a base hit, and runners on the corners now. And through the gap on the right side, this is going to score 1, or they go 1 for 2. Here comes the second runner. And no throw, as that is going to be a 2 RBI double for Chris Jimenez. Trayvon Knight now. Trayvon Knight striking out. 2 outs now. Runner in scoring position. Pork chop sandwiches. Sandwiches with the walk. 2 on now for Suadat. Suadat striking out and leaving the 2 runners stranded. But San Antonio gets 2 on the board. Top of the second we go. OBX turn now. Linus Riverboat. Riverboat fly out to right field. Out number 1. Mike Latoris. Latoris diving catch by the center fielder. Out number 2. Dan Halen. Halen. And this is going to drop in front of the right fielder. Dan Halen on with the base hit. And McGibbon coming up now. 1 on, 2 out for McGibbon. McGibbon, towering shot towards right field. And that is out of here. A 2-run blast. 442 feet. And that is going to be tying this game up. OBX 2-2 now. We'll get a walk here. And Swift getting on base. Top of the order. And this is in the good gap on the right side. This could score another one. Dub City going around the second. Runner going to third. And Dub City going with the triple. And that's an RBI triple from Dub City. And it is now 3-2 as Drachenberg comes up. Drachenberg to the second baseman. Throws across. Makes the play. Retires his side. But OBX gets 3 on the board. Now leads by 1. Bottom of the second we go. San Antonio. McDonald Jr. McDonald Jr. to the shortstop. Out number 1. Anchovy. Anchovy to the shortstop again. 2 outs now for San Antonio, top of the order. And San Antonio is going to draw a walk here. And Christy Abbott, 1 on, 2 outs. Christy Abbott through the gap in center. Is Stan going to go to third? No, they're going to stay at second. 2 runners on now. Acuna Matata. Matata striking out, leaving both runners stranded. But OBX leads by 1. Top of the third we go with Hamascott. Still there, Hamascott?
Of course, I was on mute. I had a nice thing to say. 2 outs for Riverboat, who grounds out, and then they go down in order. OBX looking for their second win on the season. Sloths looking to potentially lose for the first time. They don't know how to lose, but they might remember now. Jimenez with a strikeout. They're like, come back. Too busy ordering pizzas. Night. And that's going to be a fly ball and a fly out for out number 2. And a walk for Sandwiches. Suadat also going to walk. McDonald Jr. striking out, looking. Going to the top of the 4th. Latoris drops one in front of the right fielder. Do I put hummus on my pizza? I do not. I'm crazy, but not that crazy. Halen with a strikeout. McGibbon with a strikeout as well. Will Swift move that runner over?
I wonder what cracked pepper would taste like on there.
Ugh. And that's going to be a fielder's choice out to end the top of the 4th. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Anchovy, the rook, who's here with us tonight, struck out. San Antonio striking out as well. Abbott with a pop out to end the inning. Hummus on pizza sounds pretty terrible. Yes, indeed it does. What's up, Paz?
Hey, Paz.
Bottom of the 5th, top of the 5th, excuse me. It's a fly ball and a fly out for the first out. Drachenberg grounded to second, ground out. Cologne striking out, swinging. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Matata striking out, looking. Jimenez ground out. Going quickly here. Chevin Knight, Ronco striking out as well. They go down 1, 2, 3. We're going to the top of the 6th. KBK with the ground out. Who's my new player? What team is he on? I don't have a player, bruh. That's a ground out for Riverboat. Latoris. That's a strikeout to end the top of the 6th. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. I play left out. Yeah, that's my position. That's a fly out for Sandwiches. Suadat. Ooh, that's a base hit in left to hit the wall. Will we see a double? We will. That's a sliding double for Suadat. McDonald Jr., Bo Sox, who was smacked to me as usual earlier. That's a base hit in left field. Runner coming home. Runner's safe. It's a tie ball game off the RBI single by McDonald Jr. And Anchovy. Sarah. Anchovy does not suck. That's a walk. Antonio. A grounder to first. They get the out at first. This runner's safe at second. Abbott with a fly ball and a fly out. That ends the 6th. We're tied up. Sloths do tie it up. We're going to the 7th. Halen with a strikeout. McGibbon with a strikeout. Rodriguez Jr., SLM.
Nice
And
inning.
my stream is lagged, and he struck out the side. Nice work for SLM's player, Rodriguez Jr. Matata, strikeout swinging. Flay McDonald looking to step in and do the same thing. Jimenez, draws a walk. Knight, base hit, grounder. Not a base hit, that's a double play. Nice work by OBX. It's tied. We're going to the 8th. LBG, please take over.
Absolutely. Aviators, top of their lineup. Dub City, here we go. Dub City tapping right in front of the catcher. And that is out number 1. Dratchenberg to the shortstop. And that'll be out number 2. And Willie Colon, who had the great hit earlier. Colon. And this is going to be a fly out to right field. 1-2-3 inning for OBX. And here goes San Antonio, bottom of the 8th. Pork chop sandwiches. Making me hungry thinking about pork chop sandwiches, and they're going to strike out. Suadot striking out too. McDonald Jr.
Someone said he money from this bet. I'm like, come on, bro. You got like 600 mil.
Yeah, that's going to be a fly out to right center field. 1-2-3 inning. 9th inning we go. Still tied 3-3. Are we going to get free baseball here? Middle of the lineup. Outer Banks, Bergen Cannon. Bergen Cannon. And that one is over the fence, Bergen Cannon. And that's going to be a 403-foot home run.
Out of the park.
And that'll
Smoked
put
it.
OBX ahead 4-3.
Rolled it up, smoked it.
And Linus Riverboat will draw the walk here, and that'll bring up Mike Latours. No outs still. And Mike will strike out looking. Dan Halen now with 1 out, 1 on. Dan Halen striking out, and now McGibbon. Slim Dugan doing a decent job here pitching. And they're going to go for the steal. And did they get him? Yes, they did. They got the stolen base. Linus Riverboat unable to beat out the throw. And they're going to stick with just 1 run scored top of the 9th here. SAS, last chance, down by 1. And this is going to be a fly to right field for Anchovy. Top of the order, Stan Antonio. Will they be the hero here? Stan Antonio striking out. Last chance, Christy Abbott. 2 outs, down by 1. Bottom of the 9th. Christy Abbott. All resting on their shoulders now as this one's hit to the shortstop. Throws across, gets the play, and that's going to do it as OBX holds on to win this one with a score of 4-3. 6 hits to 5. Very close one here. That one in the top of the 9th made all the difference. Looking at our batting here for OBX, we have Bergen Cannon with a home run here. And hit 2 RBIs for McKibben. Over on the San Antonio side, 2 RBIs from Jimenez and RBI for McDonald as well. Pitching wise for Outer Banks in relief, Sky getting their first win of the season, and for San Antonio, Esteban Rodriguez Jr. taking their first loss. Sorry, SLM. 1-1 now for them, and Nolan Windsor is your player of the game. Windsor, 6.0 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 80 pitches.
And if we can get a mod to pay that out, I did bet, so I literally can't score that. There's got to be a mod who didn't bet somewhere in the universe, the PBE verse. Mako sneaking past the Voyager 7-6. What a win. A walk-off, run-scoring single versus Abadir. Ernie Harwell. Wow.
Nice.
Look at that graph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh.
Right.
That's insane. What a win. Johnson, the bottom of the order, had a nice day. 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. 2 for 5 for Rusty Kuntz, 2 RBI. Nice. Good for my fantasy team. My boy Shu, 2 for 5 with an RBI that helps me big time in my fantasy team. Salchicha with the start. Mountain with the hold. Casey with the blown saves. Stormbless with the win. Abadir with the loss. Beef Johnson of Maui is your player of the game.
And somebody said in
Yeah,
chat.
it was 11 hits, Shane. The under hits.
And somebody mentioned in chat that the Makos are playing, in fact, 500 ball now, 3-3 on the season. So, yay, Makos. All right, we just saw that game, so we're moving now here to the Crabs and the Vandals. And the Crabs get their second win of the season, winning this one with a score of 6-4 over the Vandals, 12 hits to 6. Looking at our batting lineups for Providence, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Love, 2 RBIs from Dordovic. Over on the other side for Vancouver, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Sack Lodge. And on the pitching end for Providence, Evans getting the win, Crab the save, and for Vancouver, Takahashi the loss. Player of the game is Will Love.
Pluto hit with a 3-hit night. Raptors get the win. Looks like they get the sweep over Buffalo. They do. Beecham, look at that graph. The bottom of the 7th, the bottom of the 8th is when everything took flight. Beecham hit a run-scoring double, and that was it off of RHG.
Right.
3 RBI for Pluto, 3 RBI for Cloudera, 2 for Gonzalez, 2 for Beecham, Ham, and Justice, the Rook, with a nice year so far. We're going to the pitchers. Wheatfall with the blown save, Rogers Jr. with the win, Ginsburg with the loss and the blown save. Pluto, Johnny Baseball. Johnny Pluto is your player of the game from the Boise Raptors. Some nice win for Boise.
And that takes us to our next game, the Apex and the Rougarous. And Apex going now 4-2 on the season. Both teams 4-2 with the score here 5-1, 9 hits to 5. Looking at the Indianapolis batting, we have a hit and 3 RBIs for Zach Mouse. 2 hits of RBI for Jimbo Slice. Over on the New Orleans side, I should say, only single hit games or RBI games here. Indianapolis pitching, Dion taking their second win of the season, and for New Orleans, Nakamura taking their first loss. Player of the game is Michael Dion. Dion, 7.1 innings pitched, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 100 pitches.
Love you, Dren. Thanks for joining. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Talk to you tomorrow.
Night, Dren.
Stars with the win, 7-2. Check how Faraday did. Oh, got a hit. 1 for 4 with a run scored. Love to see it.
Nice.
Yeah, doing it right now. Everybody's rooting for K Faraday for sure. 3 for 4 for Thomas Rose. 2 RBI for Fry. 2 RBI for Farting House. Kuramochi with the win. Crocodile with the loss. Kuramochi, 7 1/3, 2 earned, is your player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 7, the Scorpions and the Demons. And the Scorpions winning this one. Both teams now at 4-2 on the season. Scorpions winning 3-2, just barely holding on here, getting all 3 in the bottom of the 3rd and just able to hold on the entire rest of the game. Looking at our batting here for Detroit, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Nicky Dimes. Danny B getting 2 hits as well. 2 hits for Dinkle. Over on the Death Valley side, 2 RBIs for Chris Jacob. Pitching-wise for Detroit, Ricky Vaughn getting their first loss this season. And for Death Valley, Herbie Farnworth, Simo. Herbie Farnworth getting their second win. 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 2.81 ERA now, Simo. Thank you very much. Baxter getting their first save. Player of the game is Herbie Farnworth.
Toros extending their Sarasota's losing streak, now 0-6 on the year. 2 RBI for Burrow. 2 RBI for Rogers and Carter. Great. 2 for 4 for Red Arrow. Law with the win. Bones with the loss. Burrow of Sarasota in a losing effort is player of the game.
And that finishes us off for the majors for this sim day. Taking a look now at the minors, we do have a full complement of minors games here. And we're going to start off with the Hepcats and the Firehawks. Hepcats now 2-4 on the season, winning over the Firehawks with a score of 11-4. Man, 4 runs in the top of the 8th, and that just blew it apart there. Taking a look at our batting for Kansas City, several great games here, but the top of the order has got to be the best. 3 runs, 2 hits for Berserker, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 walks for Johnson, 2 RBIs as well for Murphy the third. Look at this, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs for the Cheese over on the other side for California. Pitching-wise, Kansas City, Patey getting their first win, Big Sexy their first hold, and Sportagi for California taking their first loss. The Cheese is your player of the game.
Dillo's dealing a 5-2 loss to the Kingpins. You got 2 RBI for Shrub, 2 for Shorzy, 3 for 5 for Flex, 3 RBI for Oatmeal. We're going to check out the pitchers. 2 for 3 for somebody. Luciano with the start, Multiopoly with the loss, Yee with the win, Hepcat with the hold, Mrazek with the save. Yee Gave up 1 earned and 5 1/3 as your player of the game.
In our next game, the Dynamos and the Wheelers, getting their 4th win of the season. Both teams now at 4-2. Score of 11-3, 18 hits to 9. Wheelers getting a lot of offense in this one. Looking at our batting, 2 hits each for Mann, Sanchez, and Wilson over on the Dallas side. And for Anchorage, look at this, 4 hits each for Rude and Condor, with Condor getting 3 RBIs as well. Several other games, when the Wolfington, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 RBIs for Marsh, 2 hits for Grumpus. So a lot of offense generated by the Wheelers here. Dallas pitching redacted, getting their first loss of the season. For Anchorage, Aria getting their first win with Gusto, their first save. Player of the game is Jack Condor.
Sportuguese, I pronounce it. Interesting, AJ. Lemur is using late game to beat the Swifties 5-3. Swifties 1-5. May need to make a change at GM. I'm kidding. 2 for 4 for Jaguar. 2 RBI for Eshelman, though. Good day for him. 3 RBI for McGee. T2 with the loss. Con with the blown save. Scott with the win. Julian with the save. McGee of Lowville is your player of the game. Lemurs back in the win column.
In our final game for this sim day, the Flamingos and the Bears, and the Flamingos now 5-1 on the season, having a great season so far, winning this one with a score of 9-4, 16 hits to 8. Look at that, 4 errors on the Bears side. Ouch. We're going to take a look at the unearned runs there for the Bears after seeing those 4 errors. But let's look at the batting first. Several great games here. We're going to look at the top 2, though. Brizzo, 3 hits and an RBI. And Bay Bufflin, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Over on the Bruce City side, only multi-hit game here is Crosscut with 2 hits and an RBI. Pitching-wise, Jensen Crenshaw getting their first win of the season. Sykes their first save. And for Bruce City, Marvell their first loss. Player of the game is Javentini Brizzo. All right, so there we go. That's going to finish us off for the 26th. Taking a look at our schedule now, we have 2 more sim days to get through, and they are both quick sims. So we're just going to go ahead and finish those out. And we'll do
How many days?
2 more sim days. You want me
There's
to take
your batting. There's your pitching type beat.
You want me to take the rest of these? Do you need to
Heck no.
Okay. Didn't know if you had to bounce out or anything. All right.
No.
Not a problem then. All right, so just because I can.
Oh, and the California downing Dallas 8-6. California matching the Dynamos record 4-3. There's your batting. Trying to find a standout. There's somewhere. 3 RBI for Spencer. 3 for someone on California. I wish you could, can you go back? Sorry about that. That was noteworthy. 3 for O'Steele. Probably a homer. 1 for 4. Boyd Jr. with the win. Paul with the loss. Dotson, didn't even see what their stats were. Going to want to check that out. Beckett with their second save. Want to go check Dotson's stats, though. Dotson. Looking. It went 4 for 5 with 3 runs scored. Yep. Player of the game for sure.
And that takes us to our next game, the Wheelies and the Lemurs. Lemurs winning here, getting their 3rd win of the season, almost at 500 now. Score of 8-5, 12 hits to 11. Looking at our batting for Anchorage, looks like we had a couple multi-hit games here, but the best one's going to be Sneaky Steck getting a hit and 2 RBIs. Over on the Louisville side, we have 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 RBIs for Jet Jaguar. 3 RBIs as well for Gump. Pitching-wise for Anchorage, in relief, is that Musher? Yeah, Musher getting their first loss in relief. And for Louisville, Kratt getting their first win. Player of the game is Jet Jaguar.
Bears clipping the Armadillos 6-5. That run in the top of the 9th. A sac fly off with Steve at the plate. Good stuff for the Bears to get the win. Now 3-4. 4 RBI for Doe Jr. 3 for Vigason, who had a big homer with 1 on. There's your pitching. Mrazek with the loss, Jet with the win. John Doe Jr. of Bruce City is your player of the game.
In our next minors game, the Flamingos and the Hepcats, and the Hepcats win this one, go to 3-4 in the season now with a score of 5-4. Looking at our batting for Florida, we had 2 runs, 2 hits, and an RBI for Brizzo, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Count Dracula. Kansas City over here on the other side, we have 2 hits and an RBI from Murphy III, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Minion. Pitching wise from Florida, Pepe getting their first loss this season in relief. Winners on the other side for Kansas City, their first hold. Walrus their first win and second blown save, with Mosley getting their first save. Player of the game is Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly, 5.2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 101 pitches. If I remember, Ryan O'Reilly was like one of the main people on Oz. Do you ever see that show on HBO, Oz?
No. I've heard good things, though. Kingpin scoring late, upending the Swifties. Swifties allergic to winning. Kingpin's not. They're 4-3. 4 for 5 for Applegate. 3 for 4 for Ayers. 2 for 3 for Sportello with 2 RBI. 4 RBI for DeRosa. My goodness. We'll go down to the pitching. Kenobi with the loss and blown save. Capone with the win and the blown save. Interesting. DeRosa, 4 RBI is your player of the game.
And that finishes us out for the minors. Moving on to the majors. No majors games for today, so that's a pleasant surprise. Moving on to our final sim day, the 28th of April. Going to go ahead and do a save game here, and then we'll go through these. And just because I feel like it, why not? And the Dallas Dynamos win here, go 5-3 on the season now, beating the Firehawks with a score of 10-4. Looking at our batting here for California, 3 hits and a run scored for Stern, 3 RBIs for Cheese off a single hit. Over here on the Dallas side, 2 RBIs for Kakio, and 2 runs, 2 hits, and an RBI for Wilson. Pitching wise for California, Thompson getting their first loss, and on the other side, Carsey getting their first win with Rodriguez their first third save. Player of the game is Clifford Wilson.
Bears prevailing 5-4 over the Dillos. 4-4 on the year, matching their opponent. 2 RBI for Stevie Steve, 3 for Barnold. We'll check out the pitchers now. Millis with the wins. Mykodowicz with the loss. Wo Millis went 5 1/3, gave up 1 run. Is your player of the game.
Our next game, the Flamingos and the Hepcats. Hepcats win here, the score of 4-0, a 7-hit shutout of the Flamingos. Hepcats go 500 on the season, 4-4 now. Batting for Florida, 2 hits from Halverson. Over on the other side for Kansas City, 3 hits and a run scored for Johnson, 2 RBIs for Stargasm. Pitching wise for Florida, Parsons getting their first loss, Hankey their first win for Kansas City, Big Sexy their second hold, and Walrus their first save. Player of the game is Randy Hankey. And Hankey went 7.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 91 pitches.
Brain just sent me the silliest edit of a photo I've ever seen. Wheelers picking up the 3-2 win over the Lemurs, moving to 5-3 on the year. Ragnarok, who messaged me just now, is having a great year. Shout out to you, Brain. 3 for 5 for Condor, 2 hits for Gump and Bonds, 3 for Grumpus. King gets the win. Valdez with the loss. King went 7 1/3, gave up 2. Is your player of the game.
And our last
Brainchild is wild as hell.
Our last minor game for today, the Swifties and the Kingpins, and the Swifties win here, getting their second win of the season, now 2-6, the score of 6-5, getting 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Von Cole had a walk-off 2-run single against Kingpin. Here is your batting. Chicago, 2 RBIs from Andrews. Over on the other side for State College, 3 hits for Paza, and John's getting 2 RBIs as well. Pitching-wise for Chicago, Multiapuli getting their first hold, Smoothievert their second loss, Kingpin their first blown save, and for State College, T2 getting their first win of the season. Player of the game is Cole Von Cole. And that finishes us off for the minors, moving on now to the majors.
So close to 1,000 British pounds on Emmy's GoFundMe. Toros suffering a 4-1 setback. Boise steamrolling these last few games, now above 500. A 2 RBI for Westfall, having a good start. We're checking out 1 RBI from Rogers. Nice day at the plate for the youngster who's went 2 for 2. Daly with the win, Benson with the loss. And Ernie Witt set a Champions regular season game record for strikeouts with 5. So not a good record to set.
Wow.
Ernie Witt.
Chank Daly, player of the game.
Yep, Chank Daly.
All right, and game number 2, the Voyagers and the Stars. Voyagers win now, going 5-2 on the season with a score of 10-7, 11 hits for both teams. Looking at Nashville's batting, 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs from Cade Munson. Let's see if that was a... Here's Munson. Munson got 2. And no, as a single run blast. Okay, so Cade Munson, 4 RBIs off of 4 hits. Over on the other side for New York, 4 hits off of 1 RBI, or 1 hit, 4 RBIs for Slim. Let's see if that one was a home run. And here's Slim. And yes, Slim with the grand slam home run for New York. Pitching wise for Nashville, Chinapi getting their first loss in relief, Mixon their first blown save. For New York side, Price getting their first win, Graves their second hold, Cletus McFlordaman their third save. Player of the game is Cade Munson.
And this Armstrong and the Demons slugging to a 12-7 win over the Aviators, stumbling out of the gate. The World Series hangover is real. Brainchild, you are a monster with graphics. Dinkle, nice day at the plate, 4 ribbies. Armstrong with 5, 2 for Cologne, KBK, and Riverboat. We got to show that graphic on stream in a bit. Diglett, maybe during the upload,
Sure.
got dinged up. Hammersmith with the win, Lewis with the hold, Rip Spod with the loss, McDonald with the blown save, and Stretch, 5 RBI, is your player of the game.
Our next game, the Apex and the Crabs beating the Apex here. Apex almost just above 500, Crabs just below 500. The score in this one was 9-4, 11 hits to 8. Looking at our batting here, we have 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Jimbo Slice on the Apex side. Over for Providence, 2 RBIs from Ruiz, 2 hits, 3 RBIs from Will Love. Pitching wise for Indianapolis, Shifty Lagoose taking their first loss of the season, Dasani Voss getting their first win, and Muley getting their second save. Player of the game is Will Love. Oh, and Sailor Twift ties the Champions regular season game record for bases on balls with 4. So Sailor Twift getting 4 walks in one game. Wow.
Getting that OBP up, and a lot of people drafted Sailor in fantasy this year. Supernovas get their first win on the season. Congratulations to my former team. I had to come back. They were down 4, scoring 8 straight runs to win 8-4. Checking out the batting, 4 RBI from Washington, a 2 for both Encarnacion and Cloudera. Encarnacion still keeping that hot start. Baxter with the win. Roxas with the loss in relief. Look at that ERA. Choate with the save in relief. First save as a Supernova. And Encarnacion of the Supernova of the Surge. We just mentioned him. Blue Line's new player is your player of the game.
Blue Line having a monster sim. I just want to go back and take a look at him. 429, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs already in just the first sim alone.
Jeez, bro.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Rookie.
Yes.
Everyone says it's too hard to be a rookie in this league.
I don't know about that.
That says otherwise.
Right? In our next game, the Maui Makos go above 500 here. First time ever I've ever seen the Maui Makos above 500. 4-3 on the season now, beating the Sea Serpents, who only got 1 win so far this season. The score in this one was 1-0, a 3-hit shutout of the Sea Serpents. Let's take a look at our batting, see if there's anything here worth mentioning. 2 hits in RBI from Gofford. So Gofford, the deciding factor over from Maui. Perry Hodder taking their first loss for Seattle. Dalcott for Maui getting their first win. Gonzalez their second hold. And Scotty Omega their second save. Player of the game is Rafael Dalcott. Dalcott, 6.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 87 pitches.
Perry Hodder with a 1.64 ERA. Was that right? My goodness. Double A hitting 2 homers.
Let me go back. Just take a look here real quick.
Yeah,
Yes,
good
Swamp.
start for Skyfish.
Nice.
Double A hitting 2 bombs. Scorpions get the win. Sloths and Scorpions now at the same record. This is a classic rivalry matchup. 2 RBI for a lot of folks. You got Tex, you got Edwards, you got Double A and Scott the fourth, and 4 hits for Matata for San Antonio. A 3 RBI for Chovy. Hey, Sarah, stop it. You said it sucks to be a rookie. How about 3 RBI in out of the 9 hole going 2 for 4?
Nice.
Against a really good DVS team. Ratatouille with the win. George the third with the loss. Pressing gets the save. That helps me. And Double A helped himself, gets player of the game.
And our final sim game of the evening, the Rougarous and the Vandals. And the Rougarous win this one, the score of 10-6. Look at that, 8 runs in the top of the 4th inning for the Rougarous. What an inning. This totally shot that up there, and it just never came back down again. Looking at our batting here for New Orleans, several big players here, but the top 2 is going to be Vidal Valor, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Io Torrent, a hit and 3 RBIs. Over on the other side for Vancouver, 2 runs, 3 hits for RJ Menard, and 4 hits, 3 RBIs for Sam Andrews. So Andrews having a great game here. New Orleans pitching, Matty DiFiore gets their first win of the season, right, their first save, and for Vancouver, Rogers taking their first loss. Player of the game is Sam Andrews. So there we go. We have completed all of the sims now for tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a look, even though it's very early in the season, take a lolook at our standings here, and we're going to start off with the minors. And looking at the wild card spot here, Wheelers right now 5-3, 5-3 for Flamingos, 5-3 for Dynamos. One back, we have 5 different teams here: the Bears, the Kingpins, the Firehawks, the Hepcats, and the Dillos. 1 game from back from that are the Lemurs, and finally at the very end here, the Swifties, 2-6. But look at this: the top 8 teams are at 500 or above. That is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen 8 teams out of 10 in the minors at 500 or above. I know it's still early in the season, but a lot of exciting matches for the minors here coming up. And we're going to move on now to the majors, and taking a look at the legend side, New York Voyagers 5-2. 3-4 are the Crabs. 1 back from that are the Surge, and finally the Aviators as well at 2-5. The most surprising so far of the season for me personally in the majors. Legends West, Sloths 5-2, 4-3 are the Makos and the Raptors, and 3-4 are the Vandals. So Legends West looking like it's going to be a pretty exciting time to watch this season. Looking now at the Champions East, Detroit Demons at 5-2. 1 back from them are the Apex. 2 back are the Sloths, or excuse me, the Stars, and finally at 1-6 are the Supernovas. In the Champions West, New Orleans Rougarous at 5-2. Also 5-2 are the Scorpions. 1 back from them are the Toros, and 1-6 are the Sea Serpents. So, biggest surprise right now for me in the majors has to be the Maui Makos. Maui Makos consistently been in the lower half of pretty much every season since I've been a player, and it's really nice to see them starting to hopefully make a turnaround here. Keep this going. That would be really nice to see them possibly being a dark horse towards the playoffs. A lot of baseball to go. Still 101 games left in the season, so we'll have to see how that goes. But we're going to go ahead and start now on the upload and get that going for everybody. And
if you're in the Sim League Federation server, one of the submissions definitely stands out currently for the server icon contest. If you missed that, just give you a little lowdown on that. If you win the contest, you get everything that's listed as a reward in the contest. You get 5 mil from us, 8 uncapped TPE from the EFL, 15 TPE in SCFSL, 5 TPE in GFSA, 5 million for your SHL bank account, and a free week in the SBA, which is about something around like 12 TPE. So imagine winning a contest and getting all of that. Usually you only get one of those when you win a contest. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know if you got my message, LBG.
are you looking at your Twitch window?
What happened? Oh, you're showing it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I said look at this. I said, look at this graph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh. So of course,
He
I
made
got
one for
memes
you.
pretty hard.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Brainchild. That was a great message to get for sure. Wow.
So, just one sim in, 15 more to go. We'll be back on tomorrow night for even some more. But what are your thoughts so far on one sim in?
It's weird not having a player for the first time in over 2 calendar years. Could be controversial. Bentley's not even in the sim. So, yeah. But looking at it around the league, we already touched on it, but Maui over 500 is good. Mm-hmm. We know Blue Line's new player Encarnacion's doing great. Mm-hmm. Sloths, Scorpions, both 5 and 2 is really cool. Apex jumping out pretty nice on top. Demons having a great start.
Esteban Rodriguez
Tom
Jr.
Shue hitting 400 plus. That's great for my fantasy team. Mm-hmm. So loving what I'm seeing all around the league.
Absolutely. Esteban Rodriguez Jr. having a great sim tonight as well. As far as the teams go, I did not expect to see the Swifties down so low to just one sim. Hopefully they can turn that around. But another couple teams too, Supernovas. Was expecting the Supernovas to do a little bit better tonight, but again, 15 sims to go, so plenty of time to try and get some momentum going. But definitely seeing the Sloths ahead, seeing the Scorpions ahead. Wasn't expecting the Scorpions to be ahead, but they've consistently been a pretty decent playoff team for a very long time now.
6 rings with Persiman
right
at the helm.
Absolutely, they did take a little dip recently, but it looks like they're trying to turn things back around. So I do expect things to be a lot tighter in that division now, with the Scorpions maybe being a possible upset here and causing another team not to be able to get in. We'll just have to see how that goes. But Hummus and I will be again tomorrow night. We'll be on at 6 p.m. Eastern, back-to-back streams, and we'll also have Dirk Diglett as well, co-GM of the Firehawks, joining us. So we're looking forward to a 3-person stream, being able to get back in the saddle. This is my 18th season streaming now for the PBE. 18 seasons, and you've been a part of it for half of it. 9 seasons now, ever since the start of season 20. Just really crazy. The two of us just back to back to back to back. Have been so many great streams. Having you on for so many close matches, so many great playoff games too. Not just the World Series, but several wild card and semifinals games that we've covered. It's been a long, great ride, and coming up on season 10 here next season. So a long time for us being co-hosts, and I've really enjoyed having you on with me, Hummus.
Oh man, that means the world. You were what introduced me to this league. If it wasn't for the epic Thursday night miners night, with the Swifties on, the music going, the vibes just through the roof, I don't know where I'd be right now. I don't know if I'd be here. So, you saying that is everything. You've been in my corner since day one, always encouraging me. So, words can't express, what you've meant to me, and hopefully I get to meet you one day. That'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to take a couple minutes here before we sign out for the night, and I just want to thank everybody again for the great donations towards Emmy's GoFundMe. If you haven't donated yet, please consider doing so. You can do an ! Emmy in chat, and it will give you a link to the GoFundMe. Also, you can find it in the announcement channel on our main PBE Discord as well. Not sure if some of you who tuned in late heard, but the PBE commissioner and head office had voted to add an additional $1,000 to the account for the GoFundMe to help out with Emmy's funeral. Emmy meant so much to so many people in this league. Was a great, close personal friend. Probably one of the closest people that I've met in this league, besides maybe Diesel and Hummus. We've just spent so much time talking together, and having them as my co-GM, having them as my GM, having me as their GM. We've basically run through the whole gambit of things that we had did together, and I'm just so happy that we were able to celebrate Emmy tonight. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. We had over 100 people at some point during the stream. A lot of people tuning in for opening night. And I want to thank everybody again so much for giving the strong support for Emmy. Not just today, but ever since we found out the news on Sunday, there's been such an outpouring from the PB community. And it just means so much to me personally. I was looking again at the replies to the original announcement that Hummus posted on Sunday morning. And just loving seeing every single page of all those replies on there. Just warms my heart being able to see us all coming together. Even though Emmy is gone, she'll still live on in all of our hearts. And I think as long as we can keep remembering her and the great things that she did, that it will give us inspiration moving forward to try and be the best that we can be as a league, and continuing to strive and become better people. So, thanks again for everybody joining us tonight, being a part of that tribute to Emmy. Means so much to me, means so much to Hummus, means so much to a lot of people. And I was so happy to see Dren being able to, even though I know it's got to be really late over there for them to at least come by and stop by and chat for a few minutes and say hello. Very nice seeing Dren with us tonight. Of
course.
Great evening. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to get into the season in earnest tomorrow. We got through opening day today, but we still have 15 more sims for the regular season to go. So lots of baseball coming up. Lots of great streams. We do have some new streamers this season, including Rabbit Sponge, who might be in chat here with us. Rabbit Sponge is scheduled for their first stream coming up here soon. So I'm very excited to see Rabbit back in the saddle again. Very excited to see how our new co-streamers, how they're going to be doing. And, just looking forward to another great season. The PB never disappoints. There's always something crazy going on. There's always some amazing box scores to look at, amazing streams to watch. It's just exciting. Every single time I log in and I tune us on Twitch, there's always something fun to experience, being able to see new things happen, like the other last season, seeing that inside the park home run. You don't see very many of those, and being able to call that and have that be a part of our stream together, that was just groundbreaking to me. So lots of streaming ahead for us, lots of great games, and I really want to thank everybody again for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very well said, man. You've always got a way with words. Simo, to respond, actually did go into I did go into retirement with a Vandals jersey on, and Enoch made me a nameplate. Maybe got to ask my boy Tacos to make me a new one. Like you said, he said the hall. I ain't going to no hall. The hall of shame.
I didn't make it either, so we'll celebrate not getting in together. How's that?
Yeah, we can make our own Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Who needs the real Hall of Fame? We got the LBG Hummus Hall of Fame.
Right.
All the great players who didn't make the Hall of Fame make the LBG Hummus Hall of Fame. But yeah, so we saw something kind of crazy. Hall of Lame. There you go. That's perfect. I saw something crazy earlier. So for the first time ever, Out of the Park Baseball is going to be featured on the MLB Twitch. So they have their own Twitch account, 22,000 followers. And for the first time ever, Out of the Park is taking over their channel.
Nice.
They're going to be playing some Out of the Park. It's going to be Chris Jardine and someone else. That Sports Gamer and Snaggle J, who's Chris Jardine. If you don't know, Snaggle J was on the Out of the Park channel and gave us like a 1-minute shout out talking about how we're a well-run group. Called it a true experience. If you're looking for an actual true experience with baseball, to join us. We really appreciated those kind words. What's up, Kentakira? But the problem, LBG, is that doesn't start till 9 p.m. So if you're willing to stick it out 4 minutes from now, Out of the Park will be on the MLB Twitch account. Would be dope to raid them, maybe get a shout out. Who knows if they notice us. Either way, I think it's pretty historic that the video game that we love is going to be on a stage like the MLB's Twitch account. So, yeah, if we could all stick around for 4 more minutes. I just saw on Twitter that Chris posted that stream is starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, would be Chris knows us and he'll be on. So, MLB, it looks like they stream a lot. They stream a lot of MLB The Show, as you expect. So it's going to be nice to have our game on there. That's our community. So if you guys can please stick around for 3 more minutes. Upload's still going, so if you need me to do like a song and dance, you can bust out the guitar, whatever we got to do to get you to stay with us for 3 more minutes. Be part of this raid.
So, looking out past the PBE, one of the other leagues I'm in, the SCFSL, my team, the Denver Dragons, is getting into our semifinals game coming up later this week. So, really excited to be a part of that. My player's like one of the top 3 now, I think, in the league in TPE. Really happy with how they've turned out this season. So, for all our SCFSL players out there in our chat, looking forward to seeing how you do in the playoffs. But it looks like our upload is finished here, so let me go ahead and click on the thingy here to get it unzipped.
If you're talking about the SCFSL, there's only one team that matters. Go Vipers, #FangGang in the chat. What's good? S3 champions, you already know the vibes.
All right, so it looks like that part is done. Let me just go ahead and click on to check the indexes updated as well. And we'll just sit here and refresh this page for a second.
The Lions love Hammer. Loki's been with us all night, needs his shout out. TP's been here. Tacos is here saying what's up. Steve Iso's been here. King Cobra has been here all night. A lot of familiar faces. Love to see you guys, as always. Unconfident. Looking for that shout out.
And there we go. So the index is updated. We're going to be switching over to that raid here in just a second. But again, I want to thank everybody again for joining us tonight. Opening day, season 28, LBG and Hummuscod.
Oh, they're live.
They are. All right. Well, if you want to go ahead and switch on over to the raid.
I mean, you say your goodbye, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was
no
pretty
problem,
excited
no
to see
problem.
that they're live.
Thanks again, everybody. We will be on again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, back-to-back streams for LBG and Hummuscod, and we will see you then. But until then, we're going to go ahead and get this raid going. And thanks so much again, everybody, for joining us. We will see you tomorrow.
Rating the Major League Baseball Twitch. This is pretty cool, y'all. They just went live. Out of the Park Baseball 22 is the game they are playing. So let's get it.
Woohoo!
And it looks like we got 40 viewers ready to raid. If we can get more of y'all to click that button, replace hummus, maybe. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and click the button. Shout out to you guys for joining us tonight. Rest in peace, Emmy. And let's go raid MLB.
Love you all. See you tomorrow. And I'll just get the reaction here if there is one. Oh, they haven't gone live yet. They just have the splash screen up.
That's fine.
Let's see if it did pop up.
Yeah, it showed up on the screen.
I'm going to do a follow here too. Get them on my follow. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and clear us out here.